Shimamoto Field, Simpson. Shimamoto Field, Simpson. Welcome, everybody, to a Friday night edition of Imperial Valley Football. I'm Will Torres. With me is Ron Rubio, and we are VSN. So tonight, Ron, we have the visiting Brawley Wildcats at Imperial Tiger High School here. And this is going to be a matchup, Ron, that people have been waiting for. This is one of those early matchups that's a tale of all tales. Why, Ron? They both have one opponent in common. Brawley Wildcats took on the Hopeville Vikings early first game of the season, and it was originally scheduled as a scrimmage, but it ended up being a full-fledged game, which, you know, we talk about that game all season because Hopeville came out on fire, Ron.
Well, Brawley was lucky to escape with the 23-22 victory over Hopeville. And one thing about playing an actual game other than having to play a scrimmage, whereas Imperial played Calexico in a scrimmage, it didn't go all the way, and their first game was last week versus Hopeville, whereas Brawley had two organized games, two official games. So that advantaged Brawley in the fact that they played two games, they corrected some mistakes from game one, and now they're on to game three with a 2-0 record.
Well, that's one of the good things and then you see Imperial, which has the same, which ended up playing Hopeville last week, which VSN covered. And even though Coach Shaw had mentioned to us he wasn't too happy on the offensive side of the ball, defensive side, he was overly aggressive, proud of what they accomplished. Now, that's not to say that the score wasn't close at all and it was a close game. It was the difference of a couple of plays, Ron.
Well, as I said, there was their first game. It was Imperial's first game versus Hopeville. They had a tough game. Regardless, they had a tough game. The Hopeville Vikings came in banged up that game. They were not the Hopeville Vikings that played the Brawley Wildcats. But you're not playing scoreboard saying, well, Brawley did this to Hopeville, Imperial did this to Hopeville. They did not. That's not the way football works out. So it all lays out what's going to happen tonight with the Wildcats versus the Tigers.
Well, that was against Hopeville. Now, the Brawley Wildcats have a whole new system when they come south to play the Imperial Tigers. What are we going to see out of the Brawley Wildcats?
What you're going to see is a young football team. Well, you're going to see a young team on just about every position out there on the field. The only position that returns returning starters would be the offensive line. You have number 55, Adam Salazar. You have number 72, Tomas Rubio. And at times you'll have Cody Kopnick in there who plays offensive tackle. So the offensive line has kids returning back from last year. They also have on the defensive line, outside linebacker, Jaden Figueroa, Chandler Self, J.J. Gutierrez at linebacker. The secondary, that's a different story. The secondary are young, newborn babies on the varsity. They have two sophomores and two juniors that are starting for them tonight.
Yeah. And tonight's officials, I just want to mention before we get any further. At White Hat, we have Gene Martin in the middle. We have Benny Carter on the sidelines. Randy Arguelas, longtime veteran up there. Randy Ross on the other side. And the youngster with all the speed, Nathan Beacon's back there. So what about Imperial, Ron? I mean, look, Coach Shaw and Coach Self have a good relationship, except for this week, Ron. It's understandable, I'm sure John tells him everything except for that little last bit that he might want to use against Coach Shaw. Because, look, Coach Shaw even said, look, I mentored under them when I was down there in Calapat. So he's learned a little bit from Coach Self and his system.
He learned a little bit from John. I'm not going to say a little bit. He learned a lot from John, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And he kind of mimics his defense right now. The defense that they're running is a 5-2, 5-3 look. And also, one thing about John Self and David Shaw, during game week, they don't talk to each other. According to my sources, John Self blocks his number. So they don't talk. Maybe they said hello right now prior to the pregame, but it's going to be a battle. Imperial is not very happy. Shaw was not very happy with the offensive performance of last week. They left a lot of points on the board. They were inside the 20 more than 3 times and came away with 0 points. We saw that. And some of it was self-inflicted errors, and some of it was the Hopeville defense that kept them from scoring. So tonight we're going to see what adjustments they made during the week, and let's see where if the offense produces up to Shaw's standards, where he likes to go fast, man. He likes to go NASCAR.
Well, one of the bright things as we get ready for our national anthem, "Oh Glory" at half-mast, and we don't know the reason why it's at half-mast right now. If we do find out why it is, we'll pass that word along. But we're going to take a little time out for the playing of our national anthem. And once again, that was our national anthem at half-mast, and I'm just getting word right now. The reason why it's at half-mast, it's for the agent killed, the U.S. Border Patrol agent killed on Highway 86 last week. That's very generous. And while we're on those terms, Imperial comes off an emotional win last week where the game was dedicated to Tammy Derrick. If we'll get a chance right now, if you can see the back of the helmet of Imperial Tigers, you'll see that they're still dedicating that that season and still wearing that TD on the back of their helmets. If we can maybe focus in on the back of the helmets so that way we can all see what it's that TD on the back. So, Ron, what are going to be some of the key players for Imperial Tigers?
Well, number one, you got on offensive side, you're going to look at Joaquin Alvarado. You're going to look at quarterback. Brennan Adams is a running back that had a very good game against the Hopeville Vikings. And also their offensive line. Their offensive line is very good. But before I get to that offensive line, number one, Jesse Nichols. Look out for Jesse Nichols, number one. He was a go-to guy last week, had several catches. And the offensive line is pretty big. You have Diego Valencia, number 78. You have Wolfgang Horner. Khalid Brawlins at center. Luis Adamaria is a guard. And also Travis Shields, number 53. So look, the Tigers, as I was trying to explain earlier before the national anthem, if Shaw has his way, he's going to go fast. 35 seconds to run play. He wants to run it every 15 seconds. He wants to go, go, go.
And even though he wasn't totally happy with that offense, I'm sure he made those adjustments during the week, Ron. That's when Shaw's personality is, hey, listen, we're going to line up. They're going to check off to the coach, and then they're going to call the play and see what Brawley aligns themselves on. Look, we have a high emotional game here. I mean, if you look out in the crowd out there, you see all the people on the ditch bank. I mean, that's Valley football right there. When you look out and you see all those cars out there, everybody's sitting on their tailgates up there. That's part of the reason I love Imperial Valley football.
It's an Imperial tradition to be on the ditch bank out there.
So as we get ready to kick off right now, the Imperial Tigers will be kicking off to the Brawley Wildcats now. Back to kick for the Imperial Tigers is number 13. That's Ethan Gonzalez.
Back to receive for the Wildcats will be number 24, Daniel Camilo, and number 4, Cameron Gutierrez, a senior and a sophomore back there. So here we go. We're going to play a if this were a regular season, this would be a big, big, big league game. Instead, it's still a big, big game for these kids. So let's see how we rock and roll tonight.
But, Ron, it actually is a league game. It does count because they're only going to play them that one time. So this is a big-time game right here.
Knuckleball, and it gets past Camilo. He picks it up at the 5. He's at the 10. He finds a way to the 20, breaks it to the 30. If he gets around, he might break it 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. He's in. So the muff recovery bought him some time, over pursued by the Tigers, and boom, he uses his track speed to show that Danny Camilo, as a sophomore, has the skills not only to play defense but also play offense. A shocker. I'm going to give that, 85-yard touchdown run? Minimal.
That's
minimal.
after bobbling them. And that's one of the things that happen, Ron, when there's a bobble. The kickoff team seems to funnel in towards the middle and get sucked in sometimes. But Daniel Camilo just took it right through the gut, untouched up the middle, went to the sidelines, and cut it back up the middle for a Wildcat touchdown.
That's amazing. That's a way to start a ball game. Set to kick for ours. Brawley will be going for 2. I'm going to give you a reason why. Jorge Haro, the regular place kicker for the Wildcats, joined the soccer team and no longer is playing football. And so now we find Ethan Gutierrez under center. In motion is the give us to Young up the middle. Is he going to make it for? And no, he is not. He is stopped at. Oh, he's in. A delayed signal by the flank, and he's in. So with 11:45 remaining, all it took was 15 seconds to strike. Lightning strikes, and we're looking for an 8-0 lead. I'm not sure if they're going
to. The touchdown was called. Mr. Gibbs over there will get it, or whoever it is. Ron, what is happening with the Imperial Tigers right now, in your opinion, right now? Look, they got the kickoff, ran back on them. Now they just got to regroup right now. They just got to regroup.
You have to. And the good thing is, if you're going to, it's certainly not a good thing for you to get a kickoff return on your kickoff team. But it happened. Now you get over it. Now you're going to get the ball back. Let's get the offense going. It's only 8-0. You have an eternity. It's 11:45 remaining in the first quarter. Set to receive for the Tigers will be number 4, and that's Andrew Luna. Andrew Luna. And number 15, Christopher Tiernan.
Well, this is where the defense has to come up strong and make sure that the Imperial Tigers don't do the same thing to the Wildcats. This is an emotional high right here.
Here's a kick by Luis Frutos. It's a short kick. He's not the regular kicker, and he's going to take it up to the 43-yard line. I was just about to say before that kick, this may be interesting. Julio Frutos, number 27, Luis Frutos, is not the regular kicker. He is the kicker now. Short kick, good return.
Brody Enders, number 37, in on the tackle right there. So this is one of the things, Ron, this is what we're going to expect. Shaw's not going to change his. Look, he's only down 7, and it's way early in the game. It's 11:40. Couple of seconds off the clock. Let's see what the Imperial Tigers can do.
Joaquin Alvarado's set to receive the snap. He's in shotgun formation, 2x2. The give is to Adams up the middle. He's looking for run. He's got tons of room, and he's going to get 12 yards on that carry, brought down by number 19, Nathan May. So a soft hole up the middle. They did this to Hopeville last week. They punched it up the middle, and it's a zone read. The guy finds a hole. He's going to take it. Found a hole. He gains 12 yards all the way up to the Wildcat 45-yard line.
Well, it's not hard when all that running back had to do was follow big O number 78 at left tackle. So that's Diego Valencia. So good job for the Imperial Tigers.
Again, the give is to Adams. Again, he looks to his right. He's going to go up the middle. And again, he has a good positive yardage. 8 yards on that carry.
And to my surprise, they must have seen something, Ron, where David Shaw is running it right up the middle, right at the heart of the Wildcats defense.
Well, why not? They had success last week against the Hopeville Vikings. Same plays, same holes they're hitting. Just following that big offensive line they have. It's a good offensive line. Wolfgang Horner, number 70, just a bull out there. And again, here, missed tackle by number 35, Tanner Travis. Gets back up, makes a tackle along with
number 35.
37, number 37 and 35. 37 is Brody Enders, a sophomore.
Yeah, when you got those guys coming in there like that, look, both teams are gonna settle down. They got to feel each other out. This might be the first test where their opponent is equal on the same playing field, Ron.
Well, here we go. We have a first and 10 for the Imperial Tigers. They're at the Brawley 33-yard line. Trips to the left. The give is back to Brennan Adams. Adams is finding success with that run. That's a good gain I'm going to give him 4 yards.
Yeah, no.
Good 4-yard run.
That was Tanner Travis again, number 35, coming in from his linebacker position, Ron. He's a big kid. I saw him at practice, Ron. Big kid. He's built like a 4x4, you know.
Built like a 4x4. He drives a 4x4, a Ford F-150. He's up there ready to play. Tanner Travis is playing out inside linebacker for the Wildcats. Shotgun formation, trips to the left. Single back is Adams. Alvarado with his first pass attempt, and it's complete. That's complete to number 15, Christopher Tiernan.
Now, coverage on that was by number 32, Mario Carranza for the Brawley Wildcats. Ron, the Tigers seem to have settled down. Look, hey, all right, they run it back. Let's just play our ball on the offensive side.
That's football. Special teams let them down. Now the offense gets a chance to do something, and what are they doing? They're getting a drive together. Pretty good drive at this point. Slip by Adams, and Adams still finds way to get yards. Missed tackle by Dawson Figure, and he's going to run that ball all the way up to the 11-yard line. Let me tell you something. They found the creases inside that line of the Wildcats, and it's driving the ball all the way up to the outside the 10-yard line, let's say the 12-yard line.
Well, when you start having Daniel Camilo making his tackles, you definitely know that there was a couple of yards made on that play.
Trips to the left. Alvarado is your quarterback. Shotgun formation. Tiernan is split to the right. Adams is lone running back in the backfield. To give us back to Adams, and he's looking. He's finding a little bit something, but he runs into Brody Enders, Mario Casares, and Tanner Travis.
You know, let's give a little bit of credit to that offensive line. You got number 53 there of Imperial Tigers. You know, that's Travis Shields. Then you got 75, Caleb Rollins, just plowing that defense of the Wildcats, getting positive yards for the running backs.
2nd down and 8 to give us back to Adams. Big hole up the middle, and we have a flag on the play.
That's going to be our first penalty flag of the game at 8:40 in the first quarter right now.
So we have Casares on that tackle along with Tomas Rubio, but the flag is on the field.
Now, it's thrown by Mr. Benny Carter out of the umpire position after quite a bit of discussion. So, look, positive yards for Imperial Tigers, kind of air-free right now. We'll see what this penalty is all about.
Looks like it's on Brawley. What is that, Will? What was that signal?
Okay, here we go. Brawley penalty against Brawley, half the distance to the goal line. It puts them outside the 3-yard line, Ron.
They gave us back to Adams. Adams finds his way up the middle, and he's going to fall all the way to the 1-yard line. So still, Brawley does not have an answer for that dive play, and it's a zone read. The kid does not actually hit the A, B, or C gap. He's just going to find a crease that these big lions making. Boom, he hits it. They find him there at the 1-yard line.
Well, and not only that, it's first down too, Ronnie.
1st and goal from the 1. 4 shots to get it in. It took Brawley 15 seconds to score. It's taking these Tigers about 4 minutes to score if they do get it in.
Well, they are playing mistake-free football right now on the offensive side of the ball, Ron.
I formation, it's a power set, and they got Ramos in the backfield, and Ramos is stopped by Chandler. What a play. And did he cough it up?
No, negative. That was a beanbag thrown by
It is Brawley's ball.
Whoa.
It was a pop. I saw something come out. You may have seen a beanbag, but the way Ramos gathered for the ball, I thought, did he drop it? He fumbled it? Of course it was. Chandler self on the tackle. Don't know who made the recovery. Wildcats escape by the hair of their chin at the 1-yard line.
I saw the beanbag come in, and then, the only reason they throw that is because there was a loose ball on the field out there. I didn't see that ball come out. But was that by the hit by Chandler?
Yeah, it was by the hit. Forced hit by Chandler self. Forced fumble. Ball's at the 3-yard line. First down for the Wildcats. First play on offense. The give is to Isaiah Young. Isaiah Young trying the right side of the offensive side. Maybe 1 yard, if that.
One thing about that, Ron, they drove down the field, mistake-free offense, and then inside the 2-yard line, they fumbled the ball. Those are the things when you're playing a good team like the Wildcats, you must avoid.
A reminiscent of last week where the offense went and drove the ball down, got inside the 20 a couple of times, didn't get nothing out of it. So that's something, the positive thing, they moved the ball well on the ground against Brawley.
No, that's true.
Brawley in their wing formation. Gutierrez, Ethan, that is. Reverse pivot, give is back to Young. Young off the right side.
Now, Isaiah, how big is Isaiah? I've got no weight on Young there.
I don't have a size on Isaiah Young, but he's near 6 foot, I would say, 5'11", 5'12".
The kid is
Weighs
built
at
like
least
a rock.
You walk behind that kid, man. He looks pretty tough kid, all legs.
I think I do believe he was a lot bigger than his dad, Ron.
For sure. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Nathan May is split to the right.
Brandon Young, a standout running back for the Brawley Wildcats in the 90s.
Gutierrez under center. Gutierrez drop. He looks. He shoots for May. He's wide. He's open on a slant and complete all the way up to the 20-yard line. Well played, well executed play there on the slant play.
Chopped down.
A little bit slow getting up. Good hit. I didn't see who the hit was.
Yeah, guess who that was? That's
Shaw.
That's Shaw. That was Shaw.
That number 2?
And you know what? That kid might weigh $125 wet, but let me tell you, he can lay the wood down on anybody coming across the middle right there.
Seth Shaw apparently had a great offseason, put on some bulk muscle-wise, and that hit showed it.
And he's only a sophomore, Ron. He's only a sophomore. Coach Shaw is very proud of both his boys.
Seth Shaw and Steven Shaw is the other boy playing for him. Here are the Wildcats again. They're still in their wing formation. Gutierrez is looking. He throws a swing out to Damian Abarca. Abarca avoids the tackle, gets
tackle made by number 24, Damian Mesa. But look, I saw a lot of daylight. Then he happened to cut it back inside, Ron.
Well, that's the deal. They rallied to the football. He had some open area, but then the DBs got up there along with some help from the linebackers. Good flow by the defense. 2nd down, and let's give them 5.
Ron, I'm seeing the start of a very good football game tonight, man. This is what we expected.
I'm seeing 2 teams right now that are meaning business, and that's what you want to see. You want to get off to a good start. You don't want to sputter around and, scratch your head and figure out what's going on. Here we go. Gutierrez is rolling. We might have a hold. He's running. He's rolling to his right. This play most likely will come back. The flag will be on.
72 of the Wildcats. Ron, now.
A takedown maybe.
Yeah, that was really unnecessary. The ball was already past him, and the ball carry was, 7, 8 yards past that guard. He should have just let him go.
Holding.
Yeah. And look, when it's in the wide open like that, Ron, what are you going to say? You know what I mean?
It's wide open right in front of Gene Martin.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So a hold, not sure who the number was, but it's a 10 yards that you could ill afford to have this part of the field. Now you're back. You're back. You got out of the hole with that nice slant pass to May. Now you go backwards 10 yards.
Now, I realize those are part of the games, but look, it's a 3rd season. It's going to be a short time right now. And you can't be making those mistakes when you're actually playing very good offensive ball for the Wildcats.
So is that a 15-yarder, Will?
No, it's a 10-yard penalty. But
is it from the spot of the?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
from the spot of the foul.
That's why we're having a 2nd down and 20. It says Gutierrez is looking. He's rolling. He may run. He throws wide open is Jaden Figueroa. Figueroa up 2, and he's going to get a 1st down at the 30-yard line.
One thing the Imperial Tigers got to watch out for, it looked like he was just going to tuck it in and keep running, but then he picked it up and he fired it out to Figueroa, good enough for a 1st down. This is what the Wildcats are going to prove to the people, that they're multi-talented when it comes to the run and to the passing.
This is a facet of the offense Brandon Young has been wanting to show. The Wildcats have a kid that can throw the ball. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Brawley Wildcats.
And let me remind everybody, it is a beautiful night for football. Friday night, beautiful at Shimomoto Field in Simpson.
Pass intended for Damian Abarca on a pass to the right side. Ethan Gutierrez gunned it out there, incomplete, right through the hands. It looked like it was catchable. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
4:35 left in the 1st quarter, Ron. And we actually have a nice, decent crowd for just allowing, 2 tickets for each player on both sides of the field. The Imperial Tigers have a decent crowd, and so do those Wildcats. And, of course, out in the ditch bank, I love seeing that, Ron. Just a great support for Imperial Valley football.
I don't know what the name of that street is over here to the south of us, but there's cars from that street all the way down. So here it is, a fake. It's a sweep. It's a give to Isaiah Young off the right side. So after four 3 or 4 passes in a row. The Brawley Wildcats run off, tackle with Isaiah Young for a gain of maybe, possibly 4 yards, 3 to 4 yards. So we're looking down at 3rd and 6.
Ethan Ramos, number 51, came out of his linebacker spot to make that tackle.
He'll be busy all night. Ethan Ramos, that's a kid the Wildcats need to look out for. When you're blocking, you're going to run an area. Where's number 51? He's a middle backer. He anchors that middle, reads and scrapes very well. So here it is. Wildcats still in the tight set. That's the wing formation. Figueroa is going to get the pitch out of motion. He's at the 35. Good block by Abarca, and Figueroa takes it all the way to 49. Helped by that block by Damian Abarca. Nice. That sprung him to get him out more. Great run.
And that's one of those plays. Look, Abarca just had to lay one little pop on that guy to stop him to come in on that tackle, and he was able to get another 4 or 5 yards out of that. Good for a first down. Ball's being placed on the midfield right now, short by 1 yard, but still with 3:40 to go in the first quarter, Brawley got a little bit momentum on the offensive side.
Well, despite that holding call, Brawley Wildcats have brought the ball out all the way. They're now at their own 49-yard line, 3:30 remaining. 2 sets to the right. 2 receivers to the right. I'm sorry. He's looking to throw on first down. Lots of time. He's stepping up, and we're going to get a hold. And knocked out of bounds by the Tigers.
Now, we're definitely going to get a hold against the Wildcats, and it's going to be from where that penalty flag's at, Ron. So we're looking at what was that, 1st and 10? Is that correct?
That was a 1st and 10.
So now it's going to be
it's from where the hold occurred or where the runner has the ball.
Where the penalty occurred, Ron. If it's behind the line of scrimmage.
And it sure was behind the line of scrimmage. It was a takedown. So that's the second hold Brawley has. So that's at least 20 yards, Will.
Well, it's easy 15 yards because, look, you had 15 to 10. Now you got 1st and 25, Ron.
1st and 25, so it's 15 yards.
Well, because it was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it's from a spot foul.
You got it. Regardless, Brawley's in a hole, 1st and 25. The give is to Young. Young's trying to bounce it out to the right. He has a way. He is at the 50, turning it on. He breaks it to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Isaiah Young.
Now, Ron, let me just tell you something. They had the opportunity to tackle him, but did you notice the leg strength Isaiah Young had? They didn't even, no stride was lost or nothing on that play.
I did not tell you about his legs, something about his legs. But I'm surprised he had the motor to kick it in.
Yeah, no.
Didn't know he had that.
Is that Marshall Tagabon student teaching him how to run?
Over here shaking his head.
That's one of them students the tag produces from his track system.
It's all the footwork they do down there in Brawley. So good job for Marshall Tagabon. Great play by Isaiah Young off the right side of the offensive line right after the holding penalty. Hey, Will, but let me tell you something. Missed tackles.
Yeah.
Missed tackles are something that will hurt you on defense. No matter who
and you
are.
can't do that against a good running back like that.
Going for 2. The give is to J.J. Gutierrez, and he's going nowhere with that one. So with 2:41 remaining in the first quarter, Brawley Wildcats 14, Imperial Tigers 0.
Will Torres, Ron Rubio, we are VSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Shimamoto Simpson Field on a beautiful Friday night. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Wildcat fan, you are licking your chops right now. And if you're an Imperial Tiger fan, you know that the Imperial Tigers drove the ball and fumbled on the 1 yard line. And they know that they can drive against these Brawley Wildcats. Let's just see what happens after there. They need to play mistake-free football, though, Ron.
Short kick by Frutos. Tried to recover by Tiernan. Tiernan picks it up at the 25. Wildcats are there, and they're brought down by Tanner Travis and number 24, Daniel Camilo. So the Tigers will start at their 32-yard line. They started at their 42 the last possession. So let's see what they have. And like you said earlier, Will, No need to worry for the Tigers.
No, it's early.
It's an early ball
There's
game.
2:32 left in the game. But check this out, Ron. The momentum, Brawley definitely has it right now.
They have it. They have it. And let me tell you, if you're on the Tigers, what you want to tell your kids, hey, we let them score on a kickoff return.
Yeah.
How often does that happen? And then number 2, that big run by Young, missed tackles, should not have happened.
3, a fumble inside the 1 yard line. Yeah,
and then
no,
a fumble.
Imperial is going to be okay. They just got to regroup, Ron. They just got to regroup.
So we have 2 receivers to the left that give us to Adams. And why not? He's going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on that carry.
And Adams, let me tell you something about Adams. He had 3 Wildcats on his back.
And carried
one of
all
them
3
being
of them.
Chandler, the other one being number 21, Charlie Laya. He had him on his back, and he still carried him 3 yards after that, Ron. Imperial lining up quick to the line.
They have a tight end on that left side of this, where they have 2 receivers, and also they have a tight end. They give us to Adams. He's going to go right up the same hole, and he's going to fall forward for 4 or 5 yards for a first down. So 1st and 10 for Adams and the Imperial Tigers.
Well,
so just like that, 2 plays, 2 runs, 1st and 10.
And you can run the ball like that right now, Ron, because it's early in the ball game. Look, Shaw found something up the middle of that Wildcat defense. He found something, and he's going to keep using it because, look, they drove about 50-plus yards on that until they fumbled on the 1 yard line.
Ball is at the 46-yard line of the Tigers. Alvarado, he fakes this, and it's a slant, too, intended for Tiernan. Batted down, I believe, Chandler Self.
Yeah, Chandler Self was there. And what I'm also noticing about these Wildcats, they got a little bit of moxie to them right now. There's a little bit of attitude going out there, and that's what you need if you're playing that Brawley Wildcat defense, Ron.
Well, Brawley looks a little bit faster than they did against Hopeville.
Yes, they look good.
They look like they're, there's more pep in the step. There's more.
Well, Ron, they do come in here when they know they're playing Imperial, and they come in here with the little chip on their shoulder. They're still the same old Wildcats. I don't care what their record shows in the previous years or anything. They still got to come in here and lay the wood.
Something interesting on the defensive side of the Wildcats, they have Tanner Travis at nose tackle. He is A. And there's Gossett on it, and he's throwing a fade. Tiernan pushes off, intended for Tiernan. 15, intended for Tiernan on the cover with Danny Camilo. They had a step on him.
But check this out. What is Imperial showing to us? They can throw the ball, and they will throw that ball downfield. With 1:20 to go at the end of the first quarter, Ron. Hey, look, Shaw, he's not pushing any panic buttons right now. He's feeling pretty good where he's at. He knows that he's got that running game, but with the change of putting Tanner in the middle, could change things up a little bit, Ron.
3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. 1:21 remaining in the first quarter. Trips to the right, single receiver on top to his left. Alvarado's looking. He's looking to his right. He's going to shoot it outside. Overthrows number 10, and he was looking for Alejandro Perez. Incomplete, way over his head. Tigers ready to punt.
And this is one thing, Ron, right now. The kicking game has hurt every team in Imperial Valley. Now, Central, had a couple of good punts early in the game yesterday, but the kicking game has truly hurt every team. One of the reasons is some of the kids have left for the soccer programs, and the other reason is they had to focus on their offense and defense, and kicking game kind of had to take a back seat to all those things.
Ethan Gonzalez set to kick. It's a bad snap. It bounces perfectly to him, and he gets a decent kick, and it should get a good roll. Bounces back towards Nathan Mays around it, and it's going to be at the 29-yard line for the Brawley Wildcats.
And while I have a minute, I'd like to give a little shout out to some of the people that have started to support us at the late time. We have Vesey Farms, been a proud supporter since day one. Frank's Graphic in Brawley. Go get in there and get your needs before any Wildcat game down there. And one of our new associate friends is the Dom team. For all your residential and commercial needs, give Doug Dom or Andrew a call. Thank you very much, guys. So, Ron, this could be key. The Imperial Tigers need to stop the Wildcats to stop the bleeding here a little bit.
Stop the bleeding, exactly right. Put a Band-Aid on and see what they could do. It looks like we're going to have a timeout by the Wildcats.
Wildcats call an early timeout here. Whoa. It's going to give us a little break with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, we are VSN. Thank you for listening Imperial Valley fans. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. And before these Wildcats snap the ball, I'd like to give a little shout out to the Alamo Real Store crowd. Nice to have them on board with us. Ron, talk to us. Take it over, buddy.
First attempt for the Wildcats at the 30-yard line. Gutierrez is going to roll to his left. He has some time. And it's a caught pass by, let's see the number. That's Nathan May. The flag on the field thrown by the umpire. Well, what could that mean?
Well, yeah, I don't know, but we could have an illegal man downfield. I'm not really sure who threw the flag on that. We're going to have a holding against the Wildcats.
That's the third holding in this quarter, and it's a third one in this territory.
Listen, one thing about holding calls, John Self is going to make sure that he checks every single one of those. That's one thing that he really does, because each one of those holding calls has really put him deep back in the field. Yeah. That's a 10-yard penalty, and then you add 5 where it was thrown at. So
third and 30.
First and 30, yeah.
First and 30 at the 10, so
10, 20. It's actually first and 20, yeah, first and 20. But still, yeah, with 57 seconds, 56.
From up here, it looks like 30.
I don't know.
You should learn to read those yard markers.
But look, Ron, a holding penalty, and it really, look how far it puts them back.
And also what happens here, you lose field position for the Wildcats. Gutierrez still looking to throw deep in his territory. Rushed by number 50, that's Jeremiah Naylor. He throws to Figueroa open, and he floats that pass in perfect. The only place he could put it, he puts it. Jaden Figueroa, second down, a gain. He gains back just about everything.
Yes.
He gains back at least 18 yards in that.
The communication between Figueroa and Gutierrez, there's good Figueroa. They're reading each other's eyes, Ron.
They're reading the eyes. He felt them. He's seen them rolling.
And on the coverage there for the Imperial Tigers on the outside is number 3. Now, they got their hands full right now. That's the Devin Mesa. And all they got to do is keep them in front, too, Ron. That was a lot of real estate to have to cover. And when you're speaking of real estate, make sure you call the Dom team on that, okay? And that's the end of the first quarter. So, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, the Wizard, Joaquin Matus will be right back. Welcome back to Shimamoto Simpson Field in Imperial, California on a beautiful Friday night football lights. We'd like to thank everybody watching us at VSN. Make sure you can, after this game, make sure to read Jalen Fong's interview on our website. You can go straight to VSN Sports Net and read up on that article tomorrow. Here we go, Ronnie. Let's take it away with the Brawley Wildcats on 2nd and 12. 2nd
and 12. The give is to Young. Young's going to try that right side again. He's finding a hole, and he's getting away. A gain of 11 yards, 10 yards. So you're looking at a 3rd down and 2. Here it is again, running off that right side. That's where he hit that home run touchdown.
Yeah, and not till he was brought down by Nathan Villalobos. And that wasn't even a tackle. That was just one of those reach outs where, let's just try to knock him down so he doesn't reach the end zone on this play.
Nathan Villalobos, I believe he had a pick 6 last week against the Holtville Vikings. Villalobos very strong kid. Speaking of strong kids, number 4, Andrew Luna, signed a wrestling scholarship. We mentioned it last week. So he's one of those kids, that sound athlete kid, athletic kid. Number 4, that is Andrew Luna. So here we go.
Third.
Wildcats are in their tight set. Third down and about 3. They give us to Young again, and he will get the first down. Run off that tackle spot. Run right off the left side.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those inside handoffs. Ron, while we got a minute, I'd like to say a little hello. One of the things about VSN likes to create, we do want people to attend the games. We understand this is a COVID year, but with limited people in attendance. But when everything's said and done, come in fall 2021, we want to see, this is one of the games that it would be packed. I mean, we'd still have people cooking back there on the ditch bank. We'd have that Brawley crowd full, and definitely have the Imperial crowd full. So this is VSN is proud to report that things are going to be happening in the future that are going to be very positive for Imperial Valley football season, and more info on that to come.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. We have 2 receivers on both sides, 2 by 2, you want to call that. Young is the running back. He's looking to his left. That's Ethan Gutierrez. He's looking. He's running out of time, and he shovels it to Young. Kind of a Brett Favre type of play where you just shovel it. 2-handed chest pass, as you call it in basketball, and that's a good gain of. I'm going to give him 6 on that.
Well, I'll tell you what you don't call it. You don't call it the kid, Ethan Gutierrez, playing like a sophomore. He played the whole season last year, and this kid's just picking up exactly where. Good athlete. He's very elusive, just fun to watch. Well, we do have a score run right now from Shappy. Shappy's reporting from us from the Southwest Calexico game. We have Southwest 7, Calexico 0 early on in the first quarter.
Second down and 4 for the Wildcats. They have trips to the right, shotgun formation. Very smart heads-up play by Ethan Gutierrez. He was pressured and the gives to him. He fakes it. And a slant to Figueroa, and that's a nice slant. So they're hitting him with the slant. They're finding room in that zone. In that zone, the slant is working, finding the pocket, finding the tight window. Gutierrez.
Yeah.
He's just shooting darts right now, darts.
One of those things, Seth Shaw is, and let me have a correction on the score. I'm sorry. Calexico is beating Southwest 7-0. I had that backwards.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. 42-yard line of the Tigers. 9:13, 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Figueroa in motion to give us to Figueroa on the short jet sweep pitch. And guess what? That was sniffed out by, I'm going to guarantee that's probably Ramos. Ethan Ramos sure is, number 51 on the stop.
Yeah,
Came in, he sniffed that out, saw that motion.
I think Ramos tackled the left guard and
he did. He swallowed it up.
He swallowed everything.
That's what a good linebacker does. He read that key. He saw that guard pull. He hit that gap, and results 0 yardage.
So second down and 10, Ron.
Second down and 10.
Wildcats threatening the Imperial Tigers right now. And we're starting to get a little bit of wind, but it's still a beautiful night here in Imperial, California.
Wing set by the Wildcats. The pitch is to Young to the left. Young cuts back, and he swarmed down by. There's Jeremiah Naylor again with Ethan Ramos and 3 other Tigers. But Jeremiah Naylor there, 51-50.
And 51-50, man, coming in there and do it. That's one thing we're seeing. Hey, look, they're moving up that defense to stop Young right now.
Well, let me tell you, 2 successful defensive plays. That'll do it. That'll shut down the drive. So now you're looking down at a 3rd and 11. The ball is at the 43-yard line.
Once again, I'd like to thank Principal Joe Apodaca and AD right here, Victor Cruz, for the setup that they have put VSN in. Really appreciate those two. And then speaking of, Joe Apodaca and Victor Cruz will be our halftime guests.
We have 2 receivers to the right. Motion is Abarca. That's number 8. Sets the give. Fake to Young. He rolls to his right. Ethan Gutierrez. He's looking. Nobody's open. And he's going to run He's going to run up to the 40-yard line. I'm sorry.
And he's still going to stay in bounds. It's not going to be a first down. It's going to be a little bit short. But, Ron, that's one of those things that Ethan Gutierrez brings to the table. Look, if he rolls out to either side, his right or to his left, he has the ability and very elusive type of running. I mean, he can make people miss, Ron.
He's a dual threat. That's the new trend in quarterbacks. You want to find a kid that has an arm that can hurt with their arm and also with the legs, and that's what he does. So here we go. We have a 4th down and 3. First big defense. I'm going to say this. Other than the stop by the Wildcats down there on the 1 yard line, this is a very big play for the Imperial defense, Will.
Yeah, it is key, especially with the ball being placed. That's 50, 40.
The 35-yard line looks like.
35-yard line. So if the Imperial Tigers can come up big right here, it's going to be positive news with 6:22, the clock running in the second quarter.
Trying to draw them off sides with the hard count. And I believe we may get a timeout. Timeout by the Wildcats. It's their second of the first half.
Well, interesting. Yeah, and this is a big play, Ron. This is a play because with the score be 14-0 right now, if the Tigers can stop them right here, they almost get at midfield. Everything is relaxed because, look, Coach David Shaw, the Wildcats are not pushing the Tigers back. The Tigers are able to gain a little bit of yards on them. The Wildcats are bending but not breaking, Ron.
So that's the story right now. That's how this game is starting to develop. And like we said, with 6:15 remaining in the second quarter, time now is running out of the second quarter. Halfway through the second quarter, the stop needs if you're Shaw and the Tigers, you need to stop right here. You need to get the ball back right here. Because if the Wildcats get this on a 4th and 3, you know, when you convert on a 4th down, 4th and 3, man, you get that confidence. It's just, man, hey, we could get a first down on 4th and 3.
Right.
It's a big mental boost. So here we go. Tight set. That's their wing set. Single back is Young. No, that's J.J. Gutierrez. He fakes to Gutierrez. He's going to boot to his left. He has Joe, and it's Young open in the flats, but he's going to, are they going to spot him? It all depends on the spot, and he might have it.
I'm going to call it from up here. I'm going to call he's a little bit short, Ron. But
I'm looking from this angle. I mean, he fell forward. He took the hit, and he just kept those legs moving. Jeremiah Naylor, that's one kid.
Well,
David Shaw did say Jeremiah Naylor's motor runs all night. That's proof right there.
Yeah, and why the measurement's going on. The people that are watching, please, right now at VSN on the YouTube, please don't forget to follow and like us at vsnsports.net. That's our website where you can see tomorrow's recap of this game by Jalen Fong. He's been doing an awesome job for him. I'm very proud of Jalen Fong.
Very good writer.
Yeah, he's a very good writer, and the guy is busting his butt right now, staying up till 2 in the morning to make sure that when you guys wake up in the morning, that there's an article out there for you guys. So don't forget to watch that. Whoa, Ron? 1-0, I got you, I think. My eyes don't fail. Don't fail too much up here. But the mind's going, but the eyes aren't failing. So going to be Imperial Tiger football, Ron.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. They made the play when they had to. Great effort on both sides of the ball. Young trying to get that first down, and great effort by Jeremiah Naylor and the Tigers that brought him down. So this gives the Tigers the ball with 5:47 remaining. They do start this drive at their own 31. And it looks like who are they going to get on here?
That's going to be a good call. That might even be offsetting if they can be offsetting on that.
I see illegal. I see illegal procedure. I see the umpire.
Now they're definitely going to have the meeting on this because we'll see what he says.
We got Carter.
It's going to be on the defense.
It's on the defense.
Well, the defense could have crossed, and then that left tackle is when he jumped off.
Drew him off.
Yeah. Well, look, right now, I think anything's going to help the Imperial Tigers right now. They know that with 5:47 to go right now, that they need to put some kind of points up on the board because, look, even by putting 7 up there and they hold the Wildcats to 14, it's still a great ball game, Ron.
Shotgun formation. Single back is Adams. Alvarado gives to Adams. Adams is brought down, and that is
number 37 for the Wildcats.
Brody Enders. Brody Enders is a sophomore. Came knifing in, perhaps on a slant. He gets to the tackle.
Yeah, it was second down and about 8. I hope everybody's out there in a nice, cozy room enjoying the evening and watching some VSN on that 50-plus TV. I know our good buddy Joey Denton's out there watching the game.
Second down and 7 for the Tigers. They're at their own 35-yard line. True receiver motion is number 5. That's Luis De La Torre. Alvarado's rush. Alvarado steps up. He's going to run. He has room, and he slides down short of the first down. I'm going to say he's going to slide at the 41-yard line. He'll be short. by a yard, maybe 2 yards.
Yeah.
2 yards short of the first down. You know, a big kid like that, you would think maybe
I don't know.
he could lower that shoulder and get out there, but
Ron, I think he's a very big kid for a quarterback. I think he looks very physical.
Is-
You know, I don't know what their quarterback situation is as far as backup, but that's a big kid playing quarterback right
it's
now.
a big kid that also plays baseball. Perfect slide on there. Here we go, 3rd down and a long. Let's go 3rd down and 2. Ball outside the 41-yard line. And does it get the Wildcats to jump? And here we go. That was Tanner Travis. And do we get a timeout?
We're going to get a timeout by the Imperial Tigers right now.
So would Shaw rather get the timeout or the penalty?
Well, you know, I'll tell
So
you what.
I don't.
Well,
That's kind of odd what just happened there.
Well, don't be surprised if on the way back to the sidelines, Shaw don't have a couple of words for the
real,
side,
serious,
the flank
serious,
official.
Serious. 4:12 remaining.
And it's not. Shaw would never. I mean, no coach would ever do that. But you know, you always got to let these flank officials know. Hey, listen, man. You know, you always got to keep them in your ear and let them know that you're watching the game too. That line of scrimmage. So,
Hey, well, can you explain to everybody out there what is the definition of offsides for the line? You see the lineman jump off. What's gonna make that guy throw the flag?
So there's an imaginary line, and that's that tip of the ball. Now, this is not like the college or the pros. If you jump off and cross back and go back. In high school, if you jump and you cross that imaginary line, you're offsides.
And where does that line exist? Where
At the point of the ball, the furthest point. Yeah,
the furthest point.
the
towards
furthest point
gotcha.
towards the defensive point of the ball. That's correct.
Okay, here we go. Shotgun formation trips. They give us to Adams. Adams looks up the middle. Adams gets some of those yards back, but not too many. We're going to give him.
But he got a first down,
He
though,
got
Ron.
a first down. He got a first down.
And look, Adams ran strong last week. He ran super strong, and he's continuing that same form of running right now. So with 4:03 left, 4:03, Imperial Tigers with 2 timeouts. Imperial Tigers also gained a first down right now. And Ron, they're doing this by running up the middle on the Wildcats.
Time is now they're just running up to the line of scrimmage, no huddle. Ball is at the 45-yard line. Alvarado gives to Adams again. Adams off to the right. Adams has room. Adams is at the inside the Wildcat Tory all the way up to the 35-yard line. So no rush, no panic. First down for the Tigers all the way up to the Wildcat 36-yard line.
That's what we said. If you got number 3, Jaden Figueroa making those tackles, I mean, that's after 10-plus yards making that. And so when you have your defensive back making the tackles that deep run, it usually means a first down or positive yards.
They're running quick. They're running quick. The play signaled in by Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz works very well with the quarterbacks. Shaw's credit him with developing the quarterbacks, especially Alvarado, who has taken over for Jordan Reed. Here to give is back to Adams. Adams this time maybe gets a yard. He will be given a yard for that.
Yeah. One of the things, Ron, I mean, we got football going on right now, but there's also a lot of other sports going on. Me and Joaquin happened to be at Southwest for a little bit, and we did happen to see that the Brawley Wildcats baseball team was playing Southwest. That was one of those top matchups and Brawley ended up with the win on a 3-0.
Congratulations to the Brawley baseball team here. 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. Trips to the right. Alvarado now is looking. He's going to throw 2. That's Jesse Nichols. Been waiting for that all day.
Yeah.
That was a favorite combo right there. Alvarado to Nichols. All last week that looked well. He's lined up all by himself, and that is going to be short of a first down by 1 yard. So 3rd down and 1. 2:21 remaining. Clock is ticking.
I'm like what I'm seeing. I'm telling you. David Shaw has a very good program here.
Here we go. Trips to the right. The give is back to Adams. Adams now knocked down by number 32. That's Mario Cáceres. And Mario Cáceres may have taken his own man out. That looks like Rubio on the ground. He may have knifed in and nailed.
And you don't want to see this in this type of game because whatever it is, he's in agony right now.
He couldn't air. He knocked his air out. Who knows? Hopefully it's something where he could get back up. May have hit him, and we can't speculate. But he went down pretty quick.
And while I have a little bit of time right now, don't forget to like us on Facebook. You can find us at Valley Sports Network. Also, follow us on Instagram at Valley Sports Network there also. And you can follow Jalen on his Twitter account at Valley Sports Net. So don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like us on YouTube. And we are found at VSN, Valley Sports Network. We appreciate everybody listening. And thank everybody for any kind of compliments. Make sure that you go to our website and look for tomorrow's article on tonight's game. So good to see him jog up on his own power there, Ron. Number 72, Rubio.
Tomas Rubio, good kid, senior, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Ball is now at the ball on the 36-yard line. I'm sorry, 25. Trips to the right. Alvarado looks. Alvarado rolling to his left. Is it an option? It's a pitch to Adams, and he's got some yards. He gets some room all the way, works his way up to the 20-yard line.
Now, listen, when you're pitching that ball on the left-hand side like that, and they can make that work to the short side of the field, Ron, that's very positive, especially if you can go both ways pitching that ball on that option like that.
It's a popular call, running to the short side, because they figured, hey, a lot of teams like running to the wide side of the field. Instead, they reverse and go to the short side. Here we go. Trips to the right. Alvarado with Adams in the backfield. They give us to Adams. Adams bounces right, and he's met by Tanner Travis. Tanner Travis is playing nose. He was projected to be an inside linebacker. Self said, hey, you know what? With your size, this puts you at the nose tackle. Paying off on that play.
When we have 1 minute and 11 seconds, we're having a timeout called for number is that number 20 for the Tigers?
That's number
yes,
28. That's number 28.
28?
Adams.
Adams? Okay.
Tiger Ochoa is number 20, a hard-hitting kid. He's not playing today, and looks like he tweaked an ankle. Something you hate to see. You want to see the big guns. You want to see the kids all playing, all being healthy. Instead, number 2, Seth Shaw comes in for Adams, trips to the right. Alvarado in shotgun formation. He looks to his right. He throws to his right. That's completed to Christopher Tiernan. Nice little hitch pass to Tiernan. And he was covered on that play by, it looks like Danny Camilo. Danny Camilo caught the ball. Tackled him no yards after the catch. 4th down and 2.
Ron, one thing I do got to say, while we have a timeout here, we have an Imperial Tiger. One thing I do want to say, Ron, look, it seems like these Wildcats, since we saw the Hopeville game to right now, it looks like they aged a year because of the way they're playing right now. I mean, of course, I know that it has something to do by playing Imperial. Who's not going to get up to play Imperial down here?
Well, football is a week-to-week business. You know, you 1 week you don't perform well, you got to pick it up the next. And that's what practice is for. You know, and it's going to see what your work, what your adjustments were. You find out your weaknesses, what your strength. You work on your strength, and you try to, work out your weaknesses. Right now, the Wildcats look like a different football team.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, we saw the Imperial Tigers, and look, we're looking at them right now, and them within 1 week of practice, Ron, they've stepped up the game. But look, they're in the same position right now, Ron. They have the Brawley Wildcats coming in on their home field right here, so they're not going to let up one bit. Shaw's been there. Sean's been through this whole deal, so he knows how to coach these kids. So
4th down and 1 with 38 seconds remaining.
And once again, our halftime guest is going to be principal here, Joe Apodaca. We see him making his way up. Let's see what happens here with 38 seconds to go.
4th and 2 to give Alvarado, and we have penalty on the field. It's on the Tigers. So the Tigers shoot themselves on the foot again. Now they're going to back that up another 5 yards.
Especially when you were looking at a 4th and 4. Now you're going to be looking at a 4th and 9 run. 36 seconds to go. Imperial Tigers with 1 timeout left till halftime. This is, well, game's not over by no means at all. But with the score of 14-0, you can go in if they can score 6-7 points on here, Ron. It's going to be a positive when they come out in the second half here.
Here we go. 36 seconds remaining. 4th down and 8. Alvarado looking, throwing a fade, and he's open. That is number 1, Jesse Nichols with a great catch. And it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Imperial. Ron, that was just an athletic play right there.
Good coverage by Isaiah Young. Just a great effort, and a great effort by Jesse Nichols. And we just talked about Jesse Nichols and Alvarado hooking up. He just took that play, gave it to Young. Young was there. It was a great effort by Jesse Nichols. 14-6 with 32 seconds remaining on a 4th down and 7.
Yeah, Ron, I don't know what's going to happen in these last 32 seconds of the game right here, but now both these teams are going to go in feeling very positive.
The kick was good, but there was a penalty on the extra point attempt. Looks like it might be against the Wildcats. They're pointing to the Wildcats.
Flag on the field on the extra point.
Well, anyways, while we have we have a score of 14-6. We have a penalty on the field right now, and while the referees sort this out right now.
He couldn't remember what the signal was. What is it? What is it? What's hand behind the head? What is it?
I really.
So what do you make of this, Will? Re-kick. I don't see any yards being marched off. Am I right?
Yeah, no, they're going to move him back off the line of scrimmage. So, what?
Against the Tigers, 5 yards. That'll push back Ethan Gonzalez.
So Ethan Gonzalez now
That'll make it a 25-yard.
25-yard attempt. This could be crucial. You're kicking a 25-yard extra point. He kicked it. Let's see, it's up. And it's I'm not sure if that was blocked or just a bad kick. So either way, with 32 seconds remaining on a 4th and 8, Alvarado to Jesse Nichols on a great effort with 32 seconds remaining. Brawley Wildcats 14, Imperial Tigers 6.
Ron, let me know what could be happening right now on the Imperial sidelines right now. With 32 seconds to go, what could the Tigers be looking at when they go into the halftime locker room?
Well, right now they're gonna go in there happy that they're only behind 14-6. They're going to be elated that they're down 14-6, and also a little bit upset that they've been their worst enemy.
Yeah,
They were
listen,
all the way down to the 1 yard line. They could have had a score there.
14.
They let Brawley score on a kickoff return.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, a kickoff return is demoralizing. You don't let that happen to you. 14-6. Set to kick is Gonzalez. Back to receive is Danny Camilo, number 24. He's the one who took it all the way to the house. Back there with them is number 4, Cameron Gutierrez. 2 speedy guys. And here's the kick. Its kick is going straight to Danny Camilo. Camilo feels it at the 10. The wedge is set to the right. He's at the 20. 25, upended at the 26. Great play by number 32 of the Imperial Tigers.
Yeah, number 32. I got
Pablo
it right
Morano. Pablo Moreno. Good job, Pablo.
Now, now that was just excellent coverage by the Imperial Tigers on that. So you're absolutely right, Ron. Look, they were inside 1 yard line. I think it was either first or second down. The Tigers fumble the ball, turned the whole ball game around right there because the Wildcats were able to go 99 yards and score on that. So you could easily be looking. I mean, let's just be honest. It could be 13-14, 14-14 right now going into halftime.
Might even be 0-0, 7-0 Tigers if they score on that and not allow that opening kickoff.
Thank you, Robbie Cortez, for listening, man. That's a shout-out for Will and Ron. Appreciate
Robbie
that,
Cortez.
guys.
Good to hear. Okay, here comes Ethan Gutierrez. He's looking. He's stepping up. He has time, and he's being rushed. He's going to be brought down. And don't tell me that is Jeremiah Naylor. Jeremiah Naylor.
Yeah. So, the attitude on them, both defenses, Ron, both defenses right now, that's just what they need. That's just what they need, that little
Hey,
boost.
it looks like the Wildcats are going to take their last timeout. 6 seconds remaining. He had a few seconds to throw, but Naylor, as Shaw described him, like I said, the kid keeps running. He never quits on a play. He doesn't quit. That was no quit. He had an opportunity to launch the ball, but Naylor somehow found a way to bring him down.
Oh, these are some young kids, though, Ron. Like Shaw was telling us, his team is young. But listen, if you can go in at halftime 14-6, only down 14-6, and you caused some of those mistakes that made that score 14 for the Wildcats, I mean, you go in there positive, Ron.
Well, that play right there, you could just see Naylor jogging back to ready to line up again. Hey, I got a sack. I could do it again. Once you do something positive like that, kid, you think you've experienced it, you could do it again and again. And that's what they need.
But on that note, now you look over at the Brawley Wildcats, you got one of the best defensive coaches sitting right on the other side representing the Brawley Wildcats.
Here we go, shotgun formation, trips to the left. Is it going to be a Hail Mary? Is he just going to launch it? And yes, he is. He's throwing it. Nathan May, intended for Nathan May, overthrows Nathan May. And with that, time runs out in the first half. And with that being said, Will, Brawley Wildcats 14, Imperial Tigers 6.
And we have ourselves one heck of a ball game, just to be. I think in the future, Ron, it'd be one of those things where I would love to be at the halftime room, either with the Wildcats or with the Tigers. I mean, both fans are proud as heck right now. Both of them feel they're in the control too, though, Ron.
It's a very good high school football game, and thank God they're playing. So 14-6, and Will, your halftime guest is here. I will let you have at it, buddy.
So our halftime guest is Mr. Joe Apodaca. He's principal. Will Torres, Ron Rubio are going to take a break, and we'll come back right now to this fabulous, great atmosphere, Friday night football at Imperial High School. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Shimamoto Simpson Field. And my guest at halftime is, let me tell you guys a quick story here. I always refer to Coach Apodaca as Coach Apodaca. Why? Back in the day, I used to referee. Coach Apodaca is a Central grad, went to school, went to college. Coach, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, I don't know where you had gone to college to, but when you came back, you were actually became the head coach at the Central Spartans, and me as a referee. Now, you talk about a guy with some fire in his blood. Of course, anybody that comes for these type of programs, Coach, just has that type of fire. And as a referee, I tell this story every time I see people and we get together. But he rode me all night, me being a flank official. And now we have the privilege to talk to him. He's actually the principal here at Imperial High School. Let me introduce Joe Apodaca.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the call tonight, and it's my pleasure to be here on a real exciting night for football.
No, Coach, this type of weather, this is like playoff weather right now. Doesn't it feel like playoff weather? Look at the atmosphere of the game, Coach.
Absolutely. Feels very much like playoff weather. And we're not even at full capacity because of the guidance. We have observers here for the student athletes. But it's still a very exciting evening. A lot of spirit on both ends of it, and we have a pretty good football game going on.
No, and this is one of those things, Coach, that come fall 21, our football season, we have a 14-6 halftime score, and as you know, that this could easily be tied up game right now.
Right.
So, what Coach David Shaw and coaches in the whole program is creating, it's back. This rivalry is never going to end.
No.
This rivalry is just, it's almost to the point where, David Shaw tried to play it off like, hey, we're young, tell self to take it easy on us. But, that's just, hey, look, that's just the way Shaw is, where he knows he's got a game plan to go up against Self. And look, I know there's a good relationship between Self and Shaw, but look, they're going to beat each other up right here.
Absolutely. They're both very good football coaches, and they're both very competitive men, and they're both very good good role models and leaders for their student athletes. So, yeah, it's going to be they're going to go at each other with everything they have, you know. And but I mean, would we expect anything less? Absolutely not. I think it's going to be it's all in good competition, and we have a heck of a ball game right now.
Nah, and appreciate you being up here. I'm missing a little bit of history. I mean, I've known you, of course, from the football field, wearing the Spartan blue and I've seen you at administration principal here at Imperial High School. Those in between years, where'd you go from there, Coach?
Well, I actually started off back in the day, if you will. I played football at Tabor College in Kansas, and then I started coaching football. I coached football at Tabor College and then Friends University in Wichita, and then 2 years at Chowan University in North Carolina, and then I came to Central back in 2000. So when I left there, I was at Calexico. Then I became the athletic director.
You were in Calexico.
Yep.
That's correct, Coach. Yes.
Yeah, and coaching high school football was a great experience, but it was a hard adjustment for me having coached 6 years in college. So it was a tough adjustment. But when I left Central, I went to Calexico. I coached 3 years there, and then I became the AD, and I was the athletic director for 4 years at Calexico. And then after that, I went back to Central as the AD for a year. And then I got hired at Holtville as an assistant principal, and I was there for 2 years. And then I came over to Imperial, and this is my 7th year in Imperial. So I've been very, very fortunate to have been able to work at a few places.
Yeah.
But I've been very blessed to have been able to have the opportunity to serve here at Imperial High School for 7 years now.
No, I mean, yeah, I missed that, Coach. You were traveling a little way too much for me.
Yeah.
But I also see people like yourself, and then I see people like Simon Canales. Now, I know some people do, especially in the Brawley area and stuff. But Simon Canales was actually the offensive coordinator for Brawley for a lot of years down there, you know. And then he's superintendent down there in Brawley.
Right.
So when I see that, and I just like seeing the coaches and that have been through the system, that have played ball, and not necessarily always played ball, Coach, but can relate to like the coaches, the players,
Right.
and when it comes to the sports, not just football, when it comes to everything else. So I'm always very appreciative of people like that. So it's just a great shout out, and it's good to see in the position that you're in right now.
Oh, it's great. It's also like I said, it's a blessing to be in the position. Having worked in athletics and as an athletic director, you're familiar with the ins and outs of it. Although our athletic director, Victor Cruz, does an awesome job. He also coaches. So we have a very good supporting cast, as I'm sure they have the same thing over at Brawley and at Central and Calexico. You're surrounded with people who help you and who do a heck of a job and get after it every day. Our teachers, our counselors, our administrators, and it's just all a team effort,
Yeah, and I realize we're only talking about on the sports side, but you have the rest of the school to worry about. But I realize that, and we're very appreciative of that. One thing I do want to do, I want to thank you. I want to thank Victor Cruz and David Shaw for having this set up here for us, and appreciate to come down here and broadcast. And this COVID year really did put a little hamper to it. I'm glad we're able to show the people and listen, people, if you're out there watching this great football game, make sure when you see David Shaw, coach up at DACA, and he's principal here, and then Victor Cruz, make sure you give him a big old thank you, because it was good coordination with VSN and all the administration and coaches down here in Imperial Valley to make, we have 3 games here, 3 quality games here, Coach, and now we're in the talks right now with Coach Haynes and Ruben Valenzuela at Southwest to have a Thursday game on Imperial. So that's still in the works. We got to confirm that, but it's looking pretty good on that.
That's great. And what you guys are doing is awesome. I mean, we sent out the link to all of our parents and students and staff and faculty. I have my son at home, and my sister and brother-in-law from all over the place watching tonight live stream. So this is an awesome thing that you guys are doing by getting it out there and bringing the game to the homes of our supporters. So
we appreciate that, and the whole thing about VSN, so that people out there can hear, and it's not for people to stop attending the game, because we do believe that with the product that's on the field, they will get the home crowd. I mean, Imperial, Brawley, and every other school around here is very supportive of their home team. But it's when you play the away games, and it's also made for the alumni that have moved away, Coach.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things that they keep in touch. Hey, it's it's when you graduate from a small town high
Right.
school here. I mean, we lose touch a little bit unless you come back down a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, you could watch this game if you're an alumni, Brawley alumni, and you live in Nebraska. You could watch it online, and same thing goes for Imperial. So, like I said, I think this is an awesome job, and anything we can do here at Imperial to support your endeavor is just let us know.
I appreciate that, Coach, and thank you for coming up here
Thank you.
halftime.
Thank
And
you.
with that said, we're going to get some halftime stats for you. Will Torres, Coach Apodaca, Ron Rubio, and Joaquin Matus will be right back. Welcome back, and once again, thanks to Coach Apodaca. I mean, I just like seeing those things. Like I mentioned earlier, it was great talking to people that have enhanced their careers. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of people there. Craig Lyon out there, all these people that Craig, going to Central and then going back and being principal. This is people have really helped out, especially here at VSN. So special thanks to all those people. And right now, we're going to hand it over to Ron Rubio for our halftime thoughts. Ron, go ahead and take it away.
All right, halftime stats this evening are for the Wildcats, the Brawley Wildcats. Isaiah Young had 7 carries for 83 yards, including a 64-yard touchdown run. Very exciting run. The night started off with Danny Camilo taking a 95-yard kickoff return. Ethan Gutierrez, quarterback for the Wildcats, is 7-9 for 76 yards. Jaden Figueroa has 3 of those 7 completions for 51 yards. On the Imperial side of the ball, Brennan Adams is the leading rusher, 18 rushes, 83 yards. He limped off the field, might have an ankle injury. We're not too sure. As they come out on the field, we'll see if Brennan Adams is ready to go. Joaquin Alvarado, 4 of 7, 38 yards with 1 touchdown. Right before halftime, he hits Jesse Nichols with a beautiful catch, a 38-yard touchdown pass. I'm sorry. So Jesse Nichols has 2 catches, including that 31-yard receiving touchdown. And right now, with 1:58 remaining in the half, we are looking at the Brawley Wildcats 14 and the Imperial Tigers 6. We'll be right back for the second half kickoff. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, everybody. We are VSN on a Friday night line at Shimamoto Simpson Field. Beautiful football, beautiful night. The vibe is excellent. Ron and I are having a blast up here communicating with everybody out there, anywhere from Brawley, Imperial, Hopeville, even Calexico down there. Ron, we do have a score from, we had the privilege to do El Centro. The Central Spartans took on Vincent Memorial last night. Talk a little bit about that game, Ron.
Vincent Memorial versus the Central Spartans was a very interesting matchup on paper. Didn't turn out too much as an interesting matchup during the game. Central walked away with, 34-0 victory?
Yes.
And, Central looked very good. They looked very good. Vincent Memorial was a step up in opponents versus Calexico. They gave them it was 0-0 in the first quarter. And then as soon as the Spartans got the win behind their back, it was bombs away. Jordan Reed had a very good night. And, Vincent Memorial, they took on a giant. They fought well. They fought valiantly. They're going to get better on account of that kind of game. But it wasn't their night. Spartans looked good. And just led us to tonight. And we're in a football game, beautiful high school football game. Typical Brawley Imperial football game.
Oh, yes, Ron, you're exactly right. This is your typical, this is like playoff weather. This almost like winter keeps on going to the playoff. One thing I want to talk about, Ron, Self is a great adjuster at halftime. What do you see or what does Brawley need to do, in your opinion, to continue this game? Because Imperial's getting the ball now, and they went in with the momentum at halftime, Ron.
Big play at the end of the half, 31-yard touchdown. What the Wildcats would like to do is patch up that run game. They were getting hit, socked in the middle. Yards were getting in. They were gaining productive yards right through the A through the C gap. So let's see what they could do. I don't know if Brennan Adams is back on the field. I'm looking for his number. However, he came off with the limp. So that's what let's see if the Wildcats have made the adjustments on defense. Otherwise, we're in for a heck of a ride.
And before I forget, before this kickoff, I'd like to say a couple of words and appreciate a couple of people. When you're talking about real estate, make sure that you mention the Dom team. That Dom team, led by Doug Dom and Andrew, is when you're ready for some real estate or commercial needs, real estate business, that's the people to call. Alamo Real Store, the only place, Ron, you can get a 10-ounce, 30-ounce steak on a Monday night, and you're going to have to share that puppy. That's how big they are. Also, thanks to Vesey Farms and Graphic Industries down there in Brawley. We appreciate all your support and always being a part of VSN. Ron, let's get ready for the second half kickoff.
Luis Fruto set to kick. Back to receive for the Imperial Tigers is number 4. That is Andrew Luna, number 4, and number 15, Christopher Tiernan. Frutos has been kicking the ball short. Let's see how far he gets this boot off. Let's see. Here we go. And we start the second half. Decent kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 20. Picked up by Luna and tackled by great hustle play. That is number 10.
That's number 10 for the Brawley.
That has to be
Gilbert Corrales.
Gilbert Corrales. Now, that's something we've been waiting for.
Now, Ron, young kid,
fast kid, track star.
one of Marshall's boys.
And, hey, the speed showed right there. Great defense on that kickoff return.
As I look out to the field, you see out there for them Imperial Tigers, you see a big old line led by number 70. That's Wolfam Horner. He's one of the big players playing that left guard position.
Ball at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. This will be the first possession of the second half. Trips to the left to give is to Brennan. Brennan is back in. Nathan May swallows him up. And that's with J.J. Gutierrez. So 2 seniors on there. Number 6, J.J. Gutierrez, along with Nathan May. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. We'll give them a yard. So they make that 2nd down and 9.
Well, if they give them a yard on that run, that they should really be thankful for that, because to me it looked like Nathan May was in the backfield when that first contact was made.
Forward progress gives them a yard. Here we go. Trips to the left. Alvarado calling the signals. Brennan Adams to his right. The snap, he looks. He's going to shoot to his left. And that is dropped by. You don't see that too often. That looked like Jesse Nichols. No, not. That's Christopher Tiernan. Tiernan with the drop. So
haven't seen that tonight, Ron. I mean, that's probably the first drop of tonight's game. Great pass by the quarterback, and for them to drop it, those are the kind of mistakes you don't want to make right now.
A drop pass sometimes is just like a penalty. It's negative. Here we go. Second down and 9 from, I'm going to say, the 19-yard line. Alvarado's looking to throw. He's looking to his left. He shoots. It's open. That's Luna to the, and a great play by Damian Abarca. Abarca is the strong safety for the Wildcats. The pass was complete, but guess what? No yards after the catch.
No, they kept the play in front of them,
Fourth
underneath
down,
them,
right.
and making it fourth down. It's too far for them to go for it right now, so, you know.
That's how you want to play. Keep those receivers in front where you can let them catch, but let's make the tackle, and that's what the Wildcats did. So fourth down, deep to kick is Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a little bit of trouble with it. Not too bad of a kick. Takes a very good bounce for the Tigers. Going to bounce all the way back to the Wildcat 44-yard line. So with that, good field position for the Wildcats to start their first possession of the second half, Will.
Well, once again, even though the Imperial Tigers didn't capitalize on the first possession of the second half, just as important as that possession was, these Imperial Tigers is one of those situations they're put in where they need to stop the Wildcats on this. With the score being 14-6, 10:30, there's still plenty of time left on the clock, though, Ron.
Well, 2 quarters left to play. The time is running short. That's very obvious. You want to limit your mistakes and limit any kind of scoring by the Wildcats. Gutierrez looks. He's open. That's Abarca. Abarca in the flats. Abarca's going to work his way up to the 50. A good 5-yard out. Pass complete to Abarca. Second down and 4. We'll give him 6 on that play. Luna on the tackle. Luna's a busy man. That's number 4. So now we're looking down at a second down and 5 for the Wildcats right at the 50-yard line. Right hash. 9:58 remaining. Wildcats in their wing formation. That's pretty tight. Single back is Young. Figueroa in motion. Figueroa with the pitch to his left. Figueroa is looking for blocks. He may have received one. He cuts back to the 45, and he picks up a first down. Nice shifty run, patient run. Did not turn on the Jets. He just waited for blocks. Zigzag, boom. First down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Very shifty running back, Ron. Is that what you've been seeing him in practice
Well,
that way?
it's kind of hard to be shifty when you have long legs like him, but he has quick feet.
Yeah.
And that's how he
Yeah, he was able to avoid about 3 tacklers on that.
He set up blocks perfectly. So here we go. First and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball is now at the 43-yard line of the Tigers. The pitch is to Young. Pitch to the left. Young's finding a crease. Young finds his way out too, and I think you're gonna get something on that. I don't know by who. I don't know if it was number 2 Shaw. I don't know, but there are flags on the field.
Well, when you
could that be a late hit? I'm not sure. I don't know if it was out of bounds.
Well,
it was on the far sidelines. We couldn't see it was on the Brawley sidelines.
Well,
the referee seen something. We'll see.
No, they see it, and you're going to have a dead ball foul, personal foul against the Imperial Tigers. Ron, one thing is an instant giveaway. It depends how high that flag goes and how many people throw it.
Nice.
But most of the time that you see that, it's going to be a personal foul.
Penalty by committee. You're right. So that's another, 15 yards,
That's
Will?
a 15-yard dead ball foul. It adds that to the end of the run, Ron.
After a good 10-yard run?
Yeah, after a good 10,
so that's a 25-yard play, basically. Not something the Tigers need to happen to them. Here we go, trips to the right. The give is to Young. He's looking for a race to go. He finds a place. He turns, and he just wheels his way to the 5-yard line. Spun around. He just keeps his feet moving. And, hey, I heard he had a twisted ankle. Doesn't look twisted to me.
No, Ron, it sure doesn't look twisted with 9:03 to go. Ron, what we're seeing out of the Wildcats right now is after they're getting hit, after that first contact, they're still getting positive yards after first initial contact.
Cody Kopnick on the right tackle over there, opening up some holes. Cody Kopnick, senior. Seth Melendez alongside him. Brian Porras is the center, doing pretty well. Under center now is Gutierrez. The give is to Young. Young on the left. Young spins his way, breaks a tackle now. Look at that. He's wrapped up, and he's able to break the tackle. Falls forward, and it looks like yard gain brought down by number 51, Ethan Ramos.
Ethan Ramos is all over the field, Ron. He's out of his linebacker position. He is just going to the left, going to the right. He's inside every one of those plays. Now, this is also one of those positions where everybody has to start stepping it up on the Imperial.
You have to.
Imperial Tiger defense.
Wildcats knocking on the door. They're inside the 5-yard line. I'm going to say the 3-yard line, maybe the 2. Gutierrez under center. Trips to the right. The give is to Young. He bounces in, and he's going to walk in. He falls into the end zone. So right off the tackle, right off Cody Kopnick. Touchdown for Isaiah Young, his second of the night. And that's going to give the Wildcats a 20-6 lead with 7:50 remaining in the second half. First drive possession for the Wildcats. Pretty productive. That's what you want coming out of halftime.
And one of the things Brawley just showed on that whole drive is their running game is pretty strong, Ron.
The running game is there. They're finding creases. They're finding holes in the defense. And that's what you do. If they're giving you something, take it. And that's what the Wildcats seem to be doing. Tigers were doing it earlier. And the pitch is, and we're going to get a penalty.
Now, one of the
The
things.
illegal procedure.
Yeah, that's going to be against the Wildcats. Ron, Brawley Wildcats started that drive on around the 30. They had 70 yards to go on that. And when you talk real estate, you cannot not talk real estate when you talk about the Dom team. Very appreciative. Give Doug Dom a call when it comes to all your real estate needs. Andrew, nice talking to you. We'll be talking later. Appreciate everything you guys do for VSN. So, after they take the penalty, they mark off the yards, Wildcats regroup again, and it looks like they're going to go for the 2-point. They're going to line up the 2-point conversion, Ron.
Well,
once again, it's that kicking game where they had some of their kickers go into that soccer program.
Jorge Haro was their kicker. Now he's playing soccer for the Brawley Wildcats. Now they're going for 2 on every touchdown. Gutierrez rolls to his right. He's being rushed. He reverses field. He's dodging people left to right. Brought down by Shaw, number 27. That was a good play by Shaw.
Well, he was brought down by about 6.
Steven Shaw was the first guy, Tiger on the spot. Looks like Jeremiah Naylor.
Jeremiah Naylor, number 50, in on that tackle. And to make sure to let Gutierrez know, hey, listen, man, you guys might have drove 70 yards on that play right now, but listen, you try to roll around us, we're going to put a little shoulder pad into you. So with 7:50 to go in the third quarter, VSN will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, as the Wildcats just finished a drive, but they did miss the extra point. The Wildcats get ready to go, and everybody stands up for the Imperial Tigers as they get ready to receive the kickoff. As we look back, Ron, we have number 15 back there for the Imperial Tigers.
Christopher Tiernan off of Tiernan. It's touch, and don't tell me
that. I still can't see. I can't see what's.
It's going to be Brawley
and it's
ball.
going to be Brawley's ball. That is one of those things, Ron, that where when it rains, it pours, Ron. When it rains, it pours. This is not what the Imperial Tigers need to do. But then again, Ron, this is what you might be seeing out of a young Imperial Tiger football team, though.
That ball was recovered by Robert Platt, a freshman.
Grandson
of Jay Platt, and that's a second great play I've seen Platt do in all on kickoff teams. So that kid hustles. He made a big play against the Holtville Vikings, and this is going to set up the Brawley Wildcats at the 31-yard line of the Tigers.
Ron, I want to talk about a little bit of freshmen that are on various football teams after this play right here.
We got doubles to the right, doubles on both sides, 2x2. Gutierrez is looking. He's being rushed. He hasn't had much time. He's going to throw that one away, but effort to give it to Nathan May. Hey, Nathan May is probably 6'4", 6'5". You need to be 8'5" to catch that ball.
And once again, that's number 50. That's Jeremiah Nair just doing it. Ron, we've been seeing a lot of key freshmen making play. You got Robinson down there, and you know, Michael Fisher. I think Rookie was telling us that there's about 5 freshmen on his squad, and there's a couple of impact players that are making a difference. In Brawley last year, you had Gutierrez. And now you have right here, you have Platt making some plays here. So there's a lot of good young players coming up in all the systems in Imperial Valley.
Oh, that's the kind of season it is. You're bringing up freshmen that missed out on their freshman year, so you're bringing up the kids that have potential. So here we go. The give is to Young. Young off the right side. No, it's not. Gutierrez cuts back to the 30, 15, 10, 5. Skips out at the 2-yard. Hey, fake me out, and that was very reminiscent of what Ethan Gutierrez did at Hilltop. I mean, he is Houdini with that option play. And not only does he fake us out, he more importantly, fakes out the Imperial Tigers.
No, that's Ethan Gutierrez at the norm. You know, he can hurt you with his legs and he can hurt you with your arms. But his mind is what's good, the good reads that he makes, Ron.
Yeah, very good decision-making, very good point. So 1st and 5, that brings the Wildcats up to the 5-yard line off the fumbled kickoff.
Imperial mistakes is hurting. They're shooting themselves in the foot here.
Now, this could be demoralizing if the Wildcats punch this in with 7:26 remaining. There's 20-6. The Wildcats are bringing it up. Young is the backfield. In the backfield, it's a Wildcat wing set. Under center Gutierrez to give us to Young. No, it's not. He's going to go option left. Cuts back to the right.
Well, once again, the kicking game hurting. I'm sorry, kicking game has been hurting everybody. So when it comes to a field goal in those type of situations, Ron, this is where they're going to go for it on 4th down a lot. On another note, Ron, believe it or not, I'm actually glad to see the cheerleaders from both sides of the field here at Imperial, the Brawley Wildcat cheerleaders and Imperial Tiger cheerleaders, back together on the sidelines. I mean, that's just part of football. You know, I like seeing that.
It's part of the pageantry, as they say. Ball at the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal from the 5. Gutierrez. Looks like Brawley is lined up in the wrong formation. They're going to have to burn a timeout to get things fixed. So with 6:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Brawley's knocking at the door at the Imperial Tiger 5-yard line, 20-6 Wildcats.
And once again, thank you everybody for watching VSN live streams here. Don't forget to visit us on our website at vsnsports.net. Tomorrow, early in the mornings, you will have the article of tonight's game, and that article is being written by Jalen Fong. He's a new addition to VSN. The kid is good. He's great. He's got a great thing. Coming to him. Hopefully things work out for him. And in the meantime, he's doing VSN, doing a lot of work for us down here. So we really appreciate him. So while we still have a little bit of time out, like I said, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, we are VSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody listening to our live stream. I am Will Torres with Ron Rubio, the wizard behind the pad himself, Joaquin Matus, as we get ready to come back after a called timeout by the Brawley Wildcats.
2nd down from the 5-yard line. Gutierrez under center to give us to Young. Young bounces off to the right. He's going to fall forward to maybe the 2-yard. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 2-yard line. 3rd down from the 2. 3rd and goal from the 2.
Now, Imperial's playing good defense, reading the running play off of Young right there. I mean, because when he's making that tackle, he's got 3 or 4 Imperial Tigers on him, Ron.
Well, if they're playing assignment football and they're running the option, somebody's going to tackle that dive back, somebody's assigned to the quarterback, and somebody has a pitch back.
That's number 27 on the left-hand side of Imperial Tigers.
Stephen Shaw
making sure that he gets a little bit of color on that helmet.
From my vantage point, it looks like the ball's at the 2-yard line.
That's correct.
3rd and goal. Young's the back. Young's off the left tackle. No, he's not. Gutierrez pulls, and not a good choice. He's met there by first man on the play.
And he might have lost a little bit. He might have lost a yard on that
That
run.
looks like number 36, Mendenhall.
Mendenhall, and just keep playing him and number Nayar. Just, you know, they're not going to get too much off that middle right there. Now, Ron, was that a bad read by Ethan Gutierrez?
It may have been, but also you got to give credit to the Imperial defense. They were there. They were on the spot. They swallowed up the dive and they swallowed up the keep. So here we go. Mendenhall, who had a big play last week against the Vikings, turns in a good play right now, making it a 4th and goal from the 1. Can they stop him, Will? 5:08 remaining, third quarter.
This is going to be key for the Imperial Tigers. This is going to be key for both teams.
Another big play, and this is what you want to see. And it looks like Brawley is having trouble either formation-wise or something's going on, but the time they have to burn another timeout. So that's their second of the third quarter.
So did you see them having a little formation, or does Coach Self just want to talk this over?
Who knows? It could be either one.
Yeah.
It could be either or.
I mean,
they may have seen I'm pretty sure Imperial's in a goal line defense.
Yeah.
Maybe they changed their mind, but
the only thing about that only leaves the Wildcats with one more timeout with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter run. So this is a key possession on 4th down right now. We're looking at 4th down, 4th and about let's just call it 4 yards right there, Ron. So let's just see what happens on this play.
now it looks like the Wildcats are at the 3-yard line. I'm looking at the flank, and he's standing at the 2 or at the 3. So here we go. Here's the play. Wing formation, tight. The pitch is to Young. He's going to go left. He's going to cut back, and he's going to be stopped short. I want to know who made that tackle.
And it looks to be number 4 or number 9.
Andrew, if it's number 4, that's Andrew Luna. He chopped Young right where he's supposed to, right at the knees. Clean tackle, clean, hard tackle. And Young gets up, to his credit. Young gets up, bounces back up, runs it off. Did not get around the edge. So that's a stop, a goal line stop by the Tigers. Big, huge play for the Imperial Tigers.
That'll keep the Wildcats from scoring. Tigers will take over on down.
So we got, from the announcer side of view, we got Ethan Ramos on that
Ethan
tackle.
Ramos, I'm not too sure. There was bodies, and that's what you want to see at the goal line. You want to see bodies
just
flying,
baby.
flying.
Just flying.
I mean, you're just taking out whatever you could grab, knees, ankles. You're grabbing, and if it's Ethan Ramos, great play, Ethan Ramos, but now they're at the 1-yard line. The Tigers 99 yards away from scoring. Under center is Alvarado. I formation. The give is to Adams. Adams finds little or nothing on the right side of the offense.
And Imperial Tigers just want a little breathing room out of this. You know, they want, if they can't convert into a first down, they just want a little bit of breathing room so they can get them Wildcats out of their side of the field over there.
They gain 2 out of that play. It looks like it's 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Deep in their own territory, inside their 5-yard line. Let's see where the flank is. That's the only way I can tell. Looks like he's standing at the 2-yard line.
You know, one of the curious things I'm seeing right now, Ron, the Imperial Tigers were lining up on the line of scrimmage, and Coach David Shaw was signaling the plays. Now we got the quarterback coming to the sidelines, and Shaw and Coach Victor Cruz are calling the play to go back into the huddle.
Well, it could be a little bit of confusion on the signals, signaling in, and they want to make sure, hey, this is what we want. They want to verbalize instead of, and here's a toss out. He's open. That's Shaw. He's all by himself. All the way out to the 20. Hey, they needed that big play.
Yeah.
And Steven Shaw, reception from Alvarado, Joaquin Alvarado. First down, they needed to get out of that hole. Big play, good play.
That's one of the reasons probably they called the quarterback over to the sideline. Hey, listen, let's change it up a little bit. Get Shaw out here in the flat area, clear the deep out, and throw it down in the flat. Good call by the Imperial coaching staff.
And as advertised, they're going fast. They're on the line. They're ready to go. Alvarado shotgun from they give us to Adams. Adams off the left. He misses. He bounces his way off for a good gain. On the tackle is number 21 for the Wildcats. That's Charlie Lai, and number 19, Nathan May.
Nathan May. He's one of those other Wildcats just flying all over the place. And you called it. That's what you want to see out of these guys.
2nd down and 4. They're going fast. They're going fast. Here's Brennan Adams, and he's upended, boy. He is upended. And Wolfgang is pinning somebody. That was Nathan May. I think Nathan May knifed under him, and he still made the tackle. So no gain on the play. 3rd down and 4. Another big 3rd down Why? Because time's running out in the third quarter for the Tigers.
Now, you got one of those leaders on that defense, man. You got Chandler Self out there just coordinating, calling the right plays, making sure nobody gets outside of them.
Coordinator, of course, the son of John Self. He's like having a coach on the field, well needed. Trips to the right. Alvarado is shotgun formation with Adams. He's looking for Nichols. Here's the setup, the hitch. And I'm not sure.
That might have been tipped on the line of scrimmage, yeah.
Oh, what do we get here?
Now, I
missed it. I didn't see what happened.
Well, something happened after the ball passed the receiver. Am I correct, Ron? Yeah, we're going to have a personal foul. Might be a late hit against the Wildcats. And look,
it might be on.
You got 2:28 left right now. The score, of course, is 20-6. You're going to add 15 yards of that, first down, and the good thing about these Wildcats, they're playing very aggressive ball, but they got to play controlled football.
Sometimes you have to control that aggressiveness, and that hurts.
Yeah, that really hurts.
That, it's something, it's not very smart football. You have to know when to let up. Here we go. Trips to the right, shotgun formation. And it was an incomplete pass. So
that's correct.
Here we go. Nice, Christopher Tiernan with the catch. And here again, great defensive play by Damian Abarca. Why? The kid caught the ball. He didn't get nothing after the catch. It was a 2-yard reception.
And you got Daniel Camilo making sure nothing comes in. Now, the one thing I did notice about Camilo, his speed has changed a little bit. He's running with more confidence, Ron. That's the thing out of that safety position, the cornerback position. He's playing, this is his third week, he's playing comfortable football at the defensive back position.
2nd down and 8. Trips to the left. Alvarado directing people left and right. He has a single receiver up to the top. That looks like it's Tiernan. Lone back is Adams. He's looking. They're throwing. He throws to the trips. Abarca. Abarca was Johnny on the spot, man. He read it, dropped into his zone. He read the quarterback's eyes. He got his hands on it. Maybe could have had a pick. I'm not sure.
The thing is, Ron, that ball was thrown with a little bit of pep on there.
They say Joaquin's a baseball player, man. That looked like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, man, coming right at you, right at your head.
It looked like it had the same speed after it hit his helmet that bounced away from that it did going in.
3rd down and 8. So now it looks like the Tigers are going to burn a timeout, talk things over with the big 3rd and 8 at their own 45-yard line.
Ron, let me just say, this is, I'm enjoying my night tonight. I am having a good time. Appreciate everybody listening. Appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to like and follow us. It's really important because at the end of the season, we like to look at the analytics where everybody's watching from, whether it's San Diego, whether it's Mexicali, or whether it's up north somewhere else or outside of Imperial County. It really helps us determine where we want to go. And we have exciting news, hopefully, very exciting news, hopefully coming this 2021 fall. So while we got a timeout, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Joaquin Matus, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are VSN broadcast crew. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Joaquin Matus.
3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. Trips receivers to the right. Alvarado's been hot lately. Alvarado's looking. Alvarado's going to throw. He's looking. He tosses it, and it's complete. That's Christopher Tiernan, and Christopher makes up for that botched kickoff return. And a 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 45-yard line. Sorry.
Ron, the Imperial Tigers are clicking again. It looks like they got all cylinders. They're just cranking. Everything's smooth. No engine, no noise coming from that engine. They're clicking. They're clicking on all cylinders right now.
Well, that's what a goal line stance does for you. That gives confidence to the whole team. Your defense makes a stand. Now it's your offense turn to get back in the ball game. Here he is again, Alvarado, a little bit high, but hey, Jesse Nichols brings it down for a gain of 5. That's a 5-yard gain, but that pass, I'm telling you right now, was about a 30-yard throw.
Yeah, and then 23 in on the tackle for the Wildcats going both ways is Isaiah Young. So credit to him, putting him on the defensive side of the ball. But Imperial Tigers making no mistakes right now on this drive, Ron.
23 seconds remaining. The clock is running out. Alvarado's looking to the sidelines for a play. Will they get a play off? Yes, they will. The snap, it's good. He's looking. He's throwing. He has time. And he's overthrown. And Danny Camilo had it in his hands. Now, that's another thing. Just as a drop pass by a receiver is it kind of hurts like a penalty. So does a drop by a DB. I mean, you make those plays, and you cut this drive right now.
You're exactly.
Don't give him a second life. Do not give him second life. But well defended by the Wildcats. Hey, Alvarado trying to make a play. 9.6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ron. Those are the kind of plays that
you have
count
to make
on both sides of the ball.
You know, you don't want to look back and say, hey, had that play been made, could it change the story of this game? Here we go. Doubles on both sides. Alvarado's looking. I'm telling you, he's feeling it. He throws that one straight intended for number 4. That's Andrew Luna.
Yeah,
incomplete.
Pressure put on by Wildcat number 41, Chandler. He's going in there, and he's all out right now.
Well, check it out. 4th and 4, 3.9 seconds remaining. So is this going to be the last play of the third quarter?
Well, with fourth and 6 to go, 4th and 5, Ron, it looks to me that the Imperial Tigers are going to go for it.
They're going for it. They're hot. Things are working for them. Trips receivers to the right. Alvarado's looking. He's looking for the single receiver, and that's Jesse Nickel, and that ball is incomplete pass.
Now, the only weird thing about that, I had a number 70 downfield, and he was about 7 yards downfield.
Nathan May thought the same thing, too. He's looking directly at one of the referees saying, hey, what's going on? So, hey, Brawley holds. That was the last play of the third quarter. So, at the end of the third quarter, we have the Brawley Wildcats 20, Imperial Tigers 6.
And like Ron said, we got ourselves a great ball game, but when we come back to start the fourth quarter, the Brawley Wildcats will be taking over around midfield. Once again, we are VSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. And like I've been saying all night, we appreciate everybody watching tonight's game. It's a COVID year. It's an extraordinary, different type of year. But the great thing about it, we're watching a football game tonight.
Exactly.
And we are having a blast. And not just a regular football game. We are watching an extraordinary, great football game. Ron, take it away, please.
Wildcats have trips. He's going to fake it. RPO. And there's Damian Abarca at the 40, 46-yard line, 47-yard gain. And there's that run-pass option, RPO as they call it. Fake the dive. Does a quarterback run? No, he throws.
And thank goodness that number 24 for the Imperial Tigers was in there just to make it. That's Damon Mesa. I mean, he was able to get in on him, cut him low, and prevent him from getting positive more yards on that play. As it was, he gained 6 yards on that, Ron.
Great play by Mesa.
And once again, I'd like to give thanks for the facilities they have provided for us. That's, Principal Joe Apodaca, AD Victor Cruz, and David Shaw. Really appreciate everybody out here. And let's not forget Bobby, the IT guy.
The fake is to Young. He keeps it. Same play that he ran just previously. That's Ethan Gutierrez. And just the patience and the knowing just to keep the ball. He gets it around the end to the right side, and he's going to get a first down into Imperial Tiger territory. So that's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. I'm not sure where they're going to mark it. Looks like they're going to mark it at, I'm going to say the 47-yard line. So first and 10 for the Wildcats inside Imperial Tiger territory. So a turn of events we've seen. And we got a timeout by the Imperial Tigers. Shaw didn't like what he's seen. He knows that they cannot afford to give up another touchdown. You can't.
No.
You're down by 2 scores right now with 11:09 remaining. Another one's just going to make that hole deeper for him.
And I'd like to make a correction out here. The IT guy that really put in a lot of help, that helped Joaquin and I, was Tocayo William, the IT guy that runs the Imperial School District system down here. So without him, I don't know if it would have happened, but most likely it probably wouldn't have. But really like to give him a thanks out here. So as Shaw goes in there, and when he went into that timeout, he just had to say a couple of words, and tell him, hey, look, this is what's going on. Imperial Tigers have one more timeout. Hey, guys, listen, it's crunch time. You got 11 minutes, 9 seconds to go. The score is 20-6 right now. We just got to start playing our type of football. Get everybody under control. Keep everybody in front of you. Mistake-free fourth quarter football, Ron.
These are the kind of games where, you go into the film room tomorrow, whether, if you lose the ball game, and you're going to look at maybe 3 to 4 plays that change the complexion of this game. And right now they still have time with 11 minutes remaining, 11:09 remaining to turn this thing around. But right now the Wildcats are inside Tiger territory. Let's see what the Wildcats can do on this 1st and 10. They're in their tight wing set. Single back is J.J. Gutierrez. Motion by Young. Young on the sweep to the left. Young's looking for blocks. He has one. He gets a couple of yards. Nice defensive play. Nice defensive play. I'm going to say that's Ethan Ramos on that great job, and along with number 24. Well, Damon Mesa coming up.
Yeah, and Ron, now with a limited amount of people in the crowd right now, we are able to hear them shoulder pads crashing and the helmets hitting down from up here, Ron. I mean, just that sound, that's one of my favorite things I'd love to hear.
That's one of the positive things about having no fans is you actually hear the blocking, the tackling.
Well, that's one of the reasons I have to have this.
Let me tell you, there is a difference between a block sound and a tackling sound.
Yeah, they feel different too.
Exactly.
Ron.
2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Brian Porras is the center. He's a sophomore. They're under center again. They're in the wing. They're tight. There's motion by Figueroa. They give us to J.J. Gutierrez, and he finds a hole right up the middle, all the way up to the 30-yard line. Hey, you fake that? Yeah, that motion by Figueroa makes him think it's a sweep, and boom, they give it to the fullback. Finds a hole, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, 30-yard line.
Well, the only people that didn't fake out was number 24, Mesa, and also number 36, Daniel Mendenhall. The only problem was with that, they were already ran about 8 yards down the field.
Yeah, 10, 12 yards later. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Brawley Wildcats. They're now at the 30-yard line. Things are looking good. 9:47 remaining. The give is back to Young. Young finding a hole. Brawley starting now inside of 9 minutes. Are they going to run this clock out? Is there a flag on the field?
There's something going on where they stop the clock, and what they're doing is something happened at the line of scrimmage here, Ron, and you got Benny Carter talking to Mean Gene right there. So you're going to have an illegal shift against the Wildcats right now. So what's that going to do? That's going to move them back 5 yards, Ron, and it's going to make it 1st and 15 to go. And like I said, it's right now, I mean, the game is still anybody's game with 9:37 to go. And you do have to, both teams. I'm not, and on both sides of the ball, Ron. You got to play mistake-free football right now. You can't afford a fumble. You can't afford an interception or any kind of turnover.
Here it is. The pitch is to Figueroa. He's on the outside to his right. He's going to break. He's going to make it all the way to.
He might be very close to that 1st down marker.
I was looking to see, and I seen the chain guy, and here comes another. That has got to be something.
And
personal foul.
That happened on the sideline.
I didn't see anything happen. I was looking for the yard mark to see how close they were to the 1st down. I'm not sure who that penalty was on.
Well, so what happened was the tackle was right in front of the Brawley bench. So we're going to have a dead ball foul. We are going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Imperial. And it looks like it might go on the opposite way, too, against the Brawley. So now, in this type of situation, Ron, since it's a dead ball foul and it was after the play was dead, they just marked off both penalties, and it won't be replayed. It's still going to be a 2nd down. It's going to be a 2nd down because it happened after the play was over. So I don't want to say no harm, no foul. The only thing that it does do, Ron, they write down both the numbers of these players, and if they have an unsportsmanlike conduct tonight in the game, they will be ejected.
Well, something's going on because Billy Brewer is speaking to the back judge over there. And another thing, another interesting happening is why is Seth Shaw on the sidelines? He came running off the field, so I'm not sure if they took him out of the ball game or was it. I'm not sure. But why would you have Shaw on the sidelines? The kid's playing a great defensive game. 2nd down and 3 from. Trying to figure out what yard line they are at, the 24-yard line.
I thought he was a lot closer, but you know what happened was when the player was going towards something, they knocked down the
give us to Young up the middle. Young's going to find his way for a 1st down, and it's getting chippy. It's getting chippy up there. 27-41 going at it.
Well,
and it's a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, regardless of the personal foul. Back to business. The Wildcats get a 1st down, and cool heads need to prevail. You can't lose your temper. You can't lose your cool.
No.
You still have to function. You still have to think of your assignment and go out and execute. But when you get your temper gets a hold of you,
no,
hey,
that's
bad
exactly
things happen.
true.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Little confusion on who's in there personnel-wise. Barca's coming in. They're going to be under center, so it's going to be a wing set maybe. Split backs for the Wildcats. I haven't seen that tonight, and the give is to Young. No, it's not. It's Gutierrez again with the option. Good keep. He kept it.
Making it 2nd down. I don't think you got too much yardage on that, Ron.
Second down.
You mentioned something that you hadn't seen the split backfield back there.
It was the first time I seen it tonight. I'm not too sure about that, but split backs. You fake the dive, you keep, and you have your pitch back. So here we go, 2nd down and 8, 7:51. It's time is running out for the Tigers. Very important again that this defense holds. They're bending.
And
the goal is not to break. Here we go. This time the give is to Young. This time Young does find a way, and he does work his way up. Maybe he's up to the – he may be short by a yard.
He might be short, but Ron, got to give credit to this offensive line from the Wildcats.
They're starting – no, it is a 1st down. Exactly, Will.
You got number 55, Adam Salazar. Just, this is where the crunch time comes, man. You got to go in there. You got to start pushing these guys, in the positive direction so that Young can get up, yards to, especially when it comes to making a 1st down, Ron.
1st down and 8 for the Wildcats. The ball, maybe the 7-yard line. I'm hearing it's a 7-yard line.
And if I'm correct, the number 52, Brian Porras, is on the right guard over there. He's been a big asset for these Wildcats right here for Young to get some positive yard.
Brian Porras is there. Seth Melendez is the guard. Porras is your center. Your running back now is Young on the tight wing set. Barca in motion to give us back to Young off the right. He's going to bounce his way, and he's going to walk in. Touchdown, Wildcats. So with 6:43 remaining, could that be the nail in the coffin, man? Because you're looking at 26-6, 6:43 remaining.
I don't think so, Ron. Now, let me give you my thoughts on that. I think that Imperial can score quick. That's one of the things that I think that David Shaw has in his arsenal. He can line these kids up. He can pass that ball, make sure that they go out of bounds, and he can strike fast and quick. So,
as they have been doing all night. Well, now tonight, they're going to give Luis Frutos a chance to attempt an extra point. The snap is good. The kick is up, and that's going to go right down the middle. Oh, no! It hit the left goal post crossbar and comes back down. So, a missed extra point. 6:43 remaining. Brawley Wildcats 26, Imperial Tigers 6.
And once again, that's Ron Rubio with the call on the PAT. Will Torres, we are VSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Will Torres, Juan Matus, Ron Rubio, enjoying a comfortable lead by the Brawley Wildcats, 26-6. But when I say comfortable, it's not so comfortable because you have David Shaw and the Imperial Tigers that are known and he has a system to strike fast and strike quick and stay out of bounds to keep that clock from moving. All right, Ron, let's go. Let's see what these Imperial Tigers can get on the field possession on the kickoff.
Fruto set to kick. It's a decent kick. It's going right to number 26 of the Tigers.
And
he works his way up to
about the
40-yard line.
Yeah, he's on the 40-yard line. Tackle made there by the Brawley Wildcats by number 53 going off the field right now, Seth Melendez.
Great return by Giovanni Escalante.
And it's not bad starting position for these Tigers, Ron.
I mean, you're at your 42-yard line. That's great field position. 6:36 remaining. Time is of the essence for the Tigers. They must get a drive going.
And this is where the people like number 41, Chandler Self, this is where his leadership skills are going to come in handy right now to start quarterbacking this defense.
Trips to the right, single receiver on top to his left. Alvarado's the quarterback. Brennan Adams single back. Alvarado's looking. He throws to that single receiver, and again, he short hops it. Intended for Jesse Nichols. On coverage was Isaiah Young. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10.
Ron, I was looking at the receivers, and I was looking at the linebacker core, what position they were playing. Was there some kind of pressure on the quarterback right now?
I did not see that. He had plenty of time. He wound up. He had plenty of time. No pressure. Stood in the pocket. He just delivered the throw into the ground. Short hopped it. So here we go. 2nd down and 10. 6:32 remaining. Alvarado gives to Adams. Adams doesn't surprise, and on the tackle is Mario Casares and Tanner Travis. Number 32 of the Wildcats is Mario Casares. Number 35 is Tanner Travis. 3rd down and 9.
Well, this Wildcat defense is they're here to shut some people down right now. I mean, they're playing great defensive ball, these Brawley Wildcats on the defensive side.
They're playing great situational football, meaning they're shutting them down when they need to. Trips to the right, shotgun formation. 3rd and 9 for sure. They're going to be going for it on 4th down, I would assume. Alvarado looking to his right. He sees, he throws, he overthrows Tiernan, and a great attempt by Danny Camilo.
Yeah, that's Danny Camilo right there, and also covering for them is number 8, Ruben Abarca. So 4th down, Tigers are going to be forced to punt right now with 5:48 left in the 4th quarter, Ron.
5:48, they're going to trust the defense that they could get a quick 3 and out because everything has to be quick now for the Tigers. Time's running out. Inside 5 minutes, 5:48 remaining.
Well, Imperial Tigers do have the defense to stop the Brawley Wildcats. They've shown that earlier. I mean, with 2 drives inside the 10, 20-yard line in the red zone to stop the Wildcats, Ron.
Ethan Gonzalez has had a few good punches, good snap. High kick, short, a little bit short. And guess what? Brawley Wildcats take over at the 35-yard line. Very good field position with 5:38 remaining in this 4th quarter.
No, you're exactly right. They do come out here with decent. So now, Ron, of course, 5:38. Self he's almost a master of this. He'll get that. He wants to play ball control right now. Why does he want to play ball control? He wants to control the clock, Ron. And you know what? Coach Self is very good at this.
Brawley's run game has been effective tonight,
Yes.
led by Isaiah Young. J.J. Gutierrez has come in, have rolled off a couple of good runs. On that last drive, he had a good run. That's J.J. Gutierrez, the senior. Brian Porras at center, walking up. Seth Melendez had a good ball game. Cody Kopnick, Tomas Rubio. So here comes the Wildcats, shotgun formation, Isaiah Young. Isaiah Young running a flat. He's being rushed by, guess who? Number 27. Nice play by Danny Camilo. Camilo on the comeback. Hitch. Complete. Complete for 5 yards. 2nd down and 5.
No, really appreciate it. Ron, while we got a little bit of time before the Wildcats get back into their offensive position on the line of scrimmage, listen, everybody that are watching out there, give us a shout-out on our Facebook page. When you log on to VSN, Valley Sports Network, on our Facebook page, go ahead and leave a message and tell us how we're doing. We are welcome to constructive criticism. If not, most of you guys have my phone number. You have Ronnie's phone number, and you can get a hold of us, especially at Contact VSN Sportsnet. So let us know how we're doing. We appreciate it. Good or bad, it's not a big deal.
2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Gutierrez is looking. He's going to roll to his left. He cocks back. He's being rushed by 3rd. That's Mendenhall, but he's going to be brought down by Jeremiah Naylor. Jeremiah Naylor flexing those muscles as well as he could be. Hey, that little linebacker right there reminds me of a kid I had. And this kid is former Army Ranger, now First Lieutenant Christopher Ramirez, currently stationed at Schofield Barracks in Hiwa, Hawaii. Hey, Chris, Julie, thank you for taking Rex and Marie off my hands for a week.
I really appreciate it.
Easter Sunday.
Hey,
Thank you.
and I know we're in the limited, and I know things are going on, but I do want people, if they can send a little Coach Turner, the Vikings are going to take on Palo Verde Yellow Jackets, I believe, tomorrow at 5 p.m. So we want to wish the best luck to Coach Turner. Go get him, Coach. Really appreciate you.
3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Wildcats have thrown the ball twice. You would think they'd run the clock out. Here it goes. Here comes Young. Young off the right side. Young enough for a good 7-yard gain, and that's going to be a first 10 for the Brawley Wildcats. 3:49 remaining, and the clock is going to tick now with that
3:49
run.
to kick it. Yeah, and we talked about this. This Coach Self is very good at this. Now, listen, the Imperial Tigers are going to go away with some positive things out of here, Ron. First of all, they met a very tough Wildcat group. And to tell you the truth, you know, a couple of mistakes that or else the score would be a lot closer, Ron.
For sure, for sure. You know, you can't give up a touchdown on the opening kickoff. You can't fumble a kickoff return. Those are two special teams mistakes. You know, even though Camilo scored on that great run, that's a mistake. That's a breakdown on your kickoff coverage. So here's a give. That's J.J. Gutierrez. He's trying to find his way off to the left side. Instead, he's brought down by
number 6,
that's
I believe.
and that's also number 24. Number 24 for the Imperial Tigers.
Number 6 is Nathan Villalobos. Ron, now, of course, with less than under 3 minutes to go on the clock, one of the other things the Wildcats have to do in Coach Self, they have to keep everybody healthy. That's the other thing. Now, because and same goes for Imperial Tigers. Now, we really don't know the outcome of this game, with the score being 26-6. You can probably, you can guess on your own. But they do have the Central Spartans coming into the house next week.
A big tough game for the Spartans. And one thing, that was a great play by Damon Meza. Damon Meza and Devin Meza brothers, 24 number 3, playing quarterbacks. What a life. That's something really cool to happen. Two brothers playing on the same football team.
And while we got a break in the field right now, I think we're going to have a timeout for the Brawley Wildcats. Let's talk a little bit about next week, Ron. Now, we had the privilege, the opportunity to watch Coach David Pena and coaching staff versus the Vincent Memorial's Scots football team. Ron, first quarter was 0-0. Of course, the weather, I know that could be a part of it. Central, it might have affected their game a little bit. They're trying, but the Vincent Memorial did stop them on the first 3 series of the game, Ron.
It was a good first quarter for Vincent Memorial, but the bad news is there's 4 quarters to play. They couldn't string together 4 quarters of good football. The Spartans laid an egg in the first quarter. They couldn't get any. They were going into the win, but as soon as they got that win behind the back, it was like hitting a light switch. Boom, the lights turned on, and the scoring began, and that was all it wrote. That second quarter was all it wrote for the Scots. But like I said, Coach Wong has nothing to hang his head about, and neither does his players. Why? Because they fought. They didn't lay down. They just played a superior opponent, and you know what? Jordan Reed and the Central Spartans looked very good last night. Here we go. The give is to Young. Young scoops. He's going to fight his way forward for a good 3-yard carry, making it a 4th down or 3rd down. I'm looking at the yard marker guy is already changing the down, so it's kind of throwing me off. As he was moving it, he flipped it to 3rd down. So it's a 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats. They are at, I'm going to say, the 47-yard line of the Imperial Tigers. So 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats. 1:48 remaining. Time is ticking away.
And I'm gonna keep saying this again. John Self is the master of this. Look, when he's winning that ball game in the second half like this is what he loves to do. And they're showing it. Look, hang on to that ball. He does not want to fumble it.
Pitch to Figueroa on the right side. Figueroa is dodging. Figueroa is going to cut back. Figueroa is going to go all the way down to the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. He almost busted that. So with 1:19 remaining, the Wildcats go pitch, and that's been an effective play for the Wildcats all night, Will.
It has, and it's good to see some of these younger players, coming up there and doing good for the Wildcats. And no rest time. Like we said, there's a minute to go when we can see the outcome of this game. clock is ticking. But there is going to be no rest for these Imperial Tigers. David Shaw is just going to have to, go home, sit in his garage, regroup, and then start all over. But there's nothing to hang their head on. Listen, they played a tough Brawley team tonight.
And the Wildcats are in victory formation. That's going to do it for tonight, Will. It's going to go down as a very it was a good football game. The score does not indicate to me how it was a good football game. And like I said, you eliminate some mistakes. It's a closer ball game. Wildcats did what they had to do, and that's how football goes, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to lay the ball down, if you're going to get stopped at the 1 yard line, it was give and take all night long. So, good thing. It was a good football game, and disappointing night for the Tigers. Very good night for the Wildcats. Hey, but the season's not over. Let's go see what happens next week. And that's like I said, football's a week-to-week business.
And as we see Rick Rubio coming down from on top of the Brawley Wildcats, I do want to say that next week we will have the visiting Central Spartans visiting the Imperial Tigers here with Shaw. And one of the things is, Ron, hope everybody's healthy here, so everybody's ready to go for the Imperial Tigers.
Good to see nobody got hurt. Brennan Adams looked like he had a bad wheel, but he turned out to be okay. So, hey, next week we have – where are we at next week, Will?
Well, we're right back here at Imperial High School. So congratulations, Billy Brewer, John Self, the rest of the best of the Wildcats and Brawley community. Appreciate it. And like you said, VSN will be back here next Thursday because
night.
It being Good Friday, the game will be played on Thursday. So Rookie Peña visiting David Shaw's Imperial Tigers will be here. And from Will Torres, Ron Rubio, the Wizard, Juan McKean, Sarah, and Jalen Fong. We thank you for watching. Appreciate your comments. Don't forget to log in tomorrow at our website and look for anything on Facebook with VSN and also on Instagram. Appreciate you watching, everybody.